Here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, the YouTube show Hot Ones. It's popular. Celebrities show up for an interview while eating increasingly spicy chicken wings. Well, actor Chris Hemsworth, he was one of those celebrities, and he recently revealed that they had to pause recording mid-show because the heat of the wings made him sick. Now, worse, at the end of the taping, he spent the next 12 hours in the bathroom both puking and pooping some spicy fire. Good times. But at least he knew what made him sick. In Texas, 2 Montgomery County employees, they got sick with dizziness, shaky hands, and hot flashes, and at first, they didn't know why. And then they found out later that a flyer that they'd been handed by a woman in a parking lot was laced with fentanyl. Frankly, I'd rather have the spicy wings. We go to Virginia, where 52 people, they know they got salmonella from something they ate. They just don't know what the thing they ate was, you see, because they were all part of a potluck family reunion, and 52 of them wound up with severe diarrhea and all of the other symptoms associated with salmonella. But again, they'll all recover. That's not the case for a woman in Missouri. This is insane to me. So she suffered a tick bite. It made her severely allergic to cows. And not just eating beef, but physically being around cattle, which ordinarily would not be a problem. Except that she's a multi-generation cattle farmer, along with her husband. Oh, yeah. So she doesn't know what to do with the business because she cannot physically be around the cattle that are on her farm. And they're pretty sure it's a tick bite. They haven't quite confirmed that. But look, we've all been there, man. In fact, my wife was going through it earlier. I'll explain it later. Her face has been itching incredibly for like the last 5 days, right? Eyes all red. We couldn't figure it out. We guessed what it was. Turns out we were right. My dog has a rash on her back legs, so she went to the vet. They gave her some kind of steroid cream thing that you rub down there. But because it was on her hands, anytime she scratched her face, but it took us days to figure this out. She, in fact, just told me earlier today. But that's the case, because sometimes you just don't know, but you think you might. And that's what today's question is, okay? So our question, brought to you by our friends at Advanced Hair Restoration, is, what do you think made you sick?
To be a part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. Send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com, and now watch the show live on YouTube at KISW Rock.
Debauchery rolls on. You're listening to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Oh, but y'all, away we go. Welcome to the 21st Amendment season, episode number 4,481. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat. Once again, we'll be joined by Taryn Daly and Steve Mix from the Daily Mix Morning Show, sitting and spinning with the 10 best songs about rain. Now, when we picked this list earlier in the day, we kind of thought we'd maybe be in the rain zone.
Well, now it looks like the Simpsons opening.
Maybe this is keeping it away. You know what
Maybe
I'm
that's it. We have that power.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, if we would have done songs about sunshine, it would have rained.
It'd be dumping rain, of course.
Exactly.
Don't fall for it.
The best songs about rain coming up of all times.
Fake spring.
Sit and spin at 4:30.
Don't fall for it, dude.
Yeah. And today on the yeah, I know. Seriously. We've had one. This is kind of the second round of it.
It's very nice, but you just know when it gets to like April, May, it's going to be like, how's it still 60 and raining?
Mm-hmm. 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 Well, as a guy in the elevator said earlier today, thank God we're not in the Northeast.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't know why he thought everything was so funny. He's one of those guys where no matter what you say, he honest to God, he looks at us, he kind of recognizes us just from the building. So he's like, oh, hey, guys. Hey, man, how you doing? I'm doing great. How are you guys? Oh, man, a little chilly. Really? You're cold? Dude laughed all the way.
Hey, wasn't wearing a jacket or nothing.
And not a funny thing was said. Mm-hmm. He was a positive young man.
Yes, he is. Yes,
old
he
man.
Is. Absolutely.
Old man.
Today on our question, we're going to be talking about what you think made you sick. Now, you know, no one is, obviously you're not all doctors. We're not. But oftentimes you get a pretty good idea what has happened to get you sick. Sometimes you're like, I don't know where this came from. I mean, when you get allergies, you know it.
Correct.
They'll happen in the spring.
Yeah.
You know what's going on.
It takes me a couple days of itching my eyes before I go, damn it.
But it's those allergies. Like I was saying, my wife had an allergic reaction. We just couldn't figure it out. Like 5 days ago, she's like, my face is itchy. And, you know, we've been together for a long time, so I was like, yeah. That was basically the entire conversation. The next day,
Yep.
my face is still itchy. Then she's all up in my face. Do my eyes look puffy? Does my face look bigger? And it's like watching your kids grow. You don't notice day to day. So I'm like, look, man, I don't know what to tell you. I believe your face is edgy. She's like, I want to rip my face off. So maybe that seems a bit egregious, but I understand where you're coming from. The next day, seriously, man, my face is itchy. So then we go, laundry detergent, still the same thing. Did we eat anything? Like nothing.
Well, you don't put clothes on your
happened.
face.
Right. You don't put what? You got to pull them over your head.
Well, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All that kind of thing. And then finally, she's slathering up the dog's hindquarters. And I'm like, do you think it has anything to do with the crap that's on your hands as you are massaging this crap into the dog? Because the thing that you're massaging into her is actually a steroid. She goes, I don't know. So she placed a call to the veterinarian a couple of days ago. They got back to her today, earlier, and they're like, oh, yeah.
So she was diagnosed by a veterinarian.
By a veterinarian. That is the woman I married.
Okay.
Yeah, they were like, look, man, lots of people have really severe reactions to this. Yours is kind of mild, and we're both just wondering, why wouldn't you tell people? The dog
You can
does not put it on
put
herself.
gloves on.
You can.
If you know that.
And she has.
Ahead of time.
And it's still, and I can't explain it, but her face was itchy. But at least we finally figured out what the source is.
All right. Just last week.
And but that said, she also gets allergies. Her and Ted cycle up on the hay fever allergies.
Yeah.
You guys start literally within like 12 hours of each other. So if I see her sniffling and rubbing her eyes, I'm like, I'm going to go to work and Ted's going to be a disaster. Or if we're at work and you start going down to Flamestead, I'm like, when I get home tonight, my wife's going to be a disaster.
Well, and allergies, right, are just annoying because you're not like sick.
You're not sick.
But like, I'm kind of like your wife. Like, I can't take a Benadryl, so I'll just go to sleep.
Yes, you will.
Right? So you just kind of deal with it.
Yeah.
And it's so hard not to itch your eyes.
Oh, yeah. Just last week, man, I was having some bathroom issues, man. So I got sushi for lunch. Then I got some miso soup and some edamame. And,
But you did it like 3 days in a row.
I know. And every day, like, I didn't realize it. So, like, the next, I just ridiculously bad diarrhea. Then the next day I go get...
you dropped, what, like 4 poops before the show? Was it last Friday, Thursday? Yeah.
Here, right?
Because it's like, God damn it, I got ass again. Like,
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Right. So then I get it the next day. I'm not putting any of this together. Why did I not put this together? I have no idea. I could basically get the same thing I got the day before. The exact same thing. Mm-hmm. Now you'd say to yourself, maybe you got bad sushi. And my money says maybe it's the edamame. It could be that. I don't know what it is. But eventually I caught on to this. I'm like, I've had diarrhea for 3 straight days. I've also had sushi for lunch for 3 straight...
With miso soup
3
and
straight
edamame.
days. Yes.
Yeah, maybe it's just the combination.
I know that.
It's all, we were like, it's seafood, man, right? So it's like 95% water. It makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's on the, as of yesterday.
I was going to go get it today. I was like, no.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I forgot.
I was excited this morning because my poop was brown. I know that is standard fare, but it was like green, right? I told Miles it looked like you opened a package of frozen spinach.
He said it looked like Yoda.
That is what it looked like. And I'm like, look. They say, well, it could be from eating a bunch of leafy greens. And I'm like, if you know me, you know that is not the cause. The only other thing is some bacterial infection. So I had some bacterial infection.
That had to be it.
But I don't know where it came from. I don't know if someone gave it to me. I don't know if I ate some contaminated food. Because, again, other than drinking a lot of beer over the weekend, we didn't do anything much different. But I'm like, this is green, man. And it was like 3 of them.
Do you eat blueberries?
No.
I can do it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Generally, if it's green, it just means you have an infection.
Okay, well, I actually Googled it because I'm like, this is day 2 of this.
It could be salmonella. It could be norovirus.
Exactly.
You might have got the norovirus.
But I didn't feel bad at all. Typically, with salmonella and norovirus, it's also either diarrhea or you have stomach cramp or something. Like, I felt fine. And that's why I wiped my ass, and I'm like, oh, my God, What the hell is this? So no idea.
Chris Hemsworth has revealed he had to pause recording the show Hot Ones because he thought he was going to be sick. The actor appeared on the YouTube show in which guests have to answer interview questions while eating progressively spicier hot wings. He did this in May of 2024 to promote the movie at the time. This is Furiosa.
Yeah,
Mad Max
starring
saga.
Mike's the halibut lady.
Got it.
She in there?
Anya Taylor-Joy.
You nailed it.
Anya Taylor-Joy, yes.
Now, while he managed to sample all 10 hot wings, Hemsworth has now revealed they had to halt recording mid-show because he became unwell. He said, quote, I did all 10 wings. I was getting really cocky, kind of just more. This one's not so bad. And by the 9th or 10th one, it's a different game. They stopped recording because I was about to throw up, and they got me some ice cream and milk. Hemsworth managed to make it to the end of the program. However, he paid for it afterward when he spent hours in the bathroom. We were all supposed to go out to dinner that night, and I really hadn't eaten all day by the time I did the show. First thing I put on my stomach was this bowl of hot sauce. Then I just went back to the hotel room and I sat there for the next 12 hours hugging the toilet. I was on the floor. Nothing was operating properly. Everything wanted to come out of me.
Nothing was operating properly.
That's see, and that's the reason that I don't go crazy on hot sauce. If it gets to the point where I can't taste the food,
yeah, it's not working.
Or it's just, my mouth is now numb. It's not. What's the point of eating if you can't taste anything? And that's kind of.
No, I agree, man. I like the flavor of some hot sauces, but to your point, if it's so hot that all I have is heat, I'm done.
But for an example, I will not. I enjoy a Bodhisattva every once in a while from Georgetown, right?
Yeah.
Now I can't drink those before I eat because
why not?
If I drink one or two of them for whatever reason, my mouth just tastes like the IPA.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
I took down
sure.
6 on Saturday. Somebody had brought a 6-pack over. We hadn't gotten to it. It was there Saturday. We were off. So from the time I started drinking to the time I went to bed, it was 6 Bodies.
Right.
And you're right. The only thing I could taste in my mouth was Bodhisattva. Yeah. But I'm okay with it.
Oh, yeah. If they don't have men's room IPA, I like that because it's a little bit more crisp.
Yeah.
Then I'll go Bodhi every time.
Sure.
But I can't. But not if I'm going to eat. Then I got to drink light beer first. Then maybe I will have one at the end of the dinner. Here's a weird one for you. One of the most innocent things in the world, a dog's lick, may have had incredibly tragic consequences for a 56-year-old woman in England. Her name is Manjit Sangha. Doctors believe she possibly contracted a near-fatal infection from her dog, one that led to a quadruple amputation.
Jeez, man.
Think about this. Sangha developed a severe and rapidly progressing bout of sepsis. Last summer, she was in a coma, all right? When she woke up, she didn't have her limbs or her spleen. She remarkably survived the ordeal and is hopeful about her recovery. She says, I want to get walking. I want to get my prosthetics and go back to work. According to her husband, Cam, she began to feel sick soon after coming back from work on a Sunday afternoon in July 2025. By Monday morning, she had become oxygen deprived, unresponsive. She was rushed to the hospital, placed in intensive care, where her heart stopped 6 times.
Jesus.
From a dog lick, all right? It was an acute case of septic shock, a life-threatening drop in blood pressure brought on by extreme, widespread inflammation throughout the body, better known as sepsis. An infection brought on the sepsis, which Gangha may have contacted through something as simple as her dog licking a small open wound or scratch on her body.
So may have come from the dog. That's their best guess.
That's what her doctors told the BBC. Though doctors were able to stabilize her condition, Sangha experienced other complications, pneumonia, gallstones, and even as she managed to escape death and gradually improve, the illness would later necessitate the removal of her spleen and a partial amputation of all 4 limbs. Finally.
Bad boy. Wow. Bad boy.
However, after 32 weeks hospitalization, she was discharged and returned back home just last week.
32 weeks.
That is insane. So our question, what do you think made you sick? 206-803-ROCK.
That is wild.
Not letting my dog lick me.
When I was in Africa, man, they said, look, there are a lot of cats. They come around. I mean, seriously.
Like house cats and big cats.
Yeah. Oh, there's all kinds of cats there. Be careful what you pet. Like, don't go petting straight. And that was one of the things the doctor told me, too. Like, hey, man, when you're over there, do not pet any dogs. Do not pet any cats because they will come up to you. Do not pet those.
It's not the lions, the hippos, the black mamas.
Well, obviously,
don't pet the domestic pets.
I'm not going to pet a hyena. I know better than
not
that.
more than once. No.
But, don't touch the dogs or cats.
And what do they have on them?
I don't know.
You don't even need to know.
She said it,
Just
and I
don't.
went, all right. I've never had it, so I don't
Did
know.
you see any stray dogs or cats?
Everywhere.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Victoria Falls are everywhere.
But don't touch them.
No, absolutely not.
Was there anything?
It would be safer to touch a wild animal than these.
As far as some infection or something.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to pet a hippo, but other than that.
What about a baboon? You got a lion, a baboon, or a hippo? Which one are you petting?
You know what, man? Those guys are kind of crazy.
What, the baboons?
Well, they run in troops.
They're real crazy, man.
They are their own breed of wild. So,
they are. I want to say they're the biggest fangs of a primate.
But they'll also come right up to you. And that's
disconcerting to me.
It is.
It's like if you are crazy, you're insane, and you're a carnivore, and you can rip me apart. I would prefer it if you did not come up to me. Mm-hmm. That's just me being me.
So there's a famous kind of like drive-in burger place up on Route 2, right?
Okay.
I want to say by like Gold Bar or whatever. So it's just like a burger stand. You order your stuff. Super good. I think it's called Zeke's. So kind of with like the thing about not petting weird animals. Mm. So me and like 3 friends, I'd run in an A-frame up there. So we had spent the day at some like local bar or whatever. And then we're driving back. And my buddy's just like, man, I'm starving. I want to get some burgers here. So full disclosure, I'd had quite a few beverages.
Yeah.
So I'm outside sitting on a picnic table. Not a big cat guy. There's a cat there. Super friendly. I'm loving the cat. There's pictures of me. The cat's right next to me. And then I get back in the car, and the other two people are like, do not touch me. And I'm like, what? And they're like, you're hammered. Look at that cat. And I mean, when I kind of looked at it, it's like missing patches of fur. It had nothing to do with the burger stand. This was just a random cat roaming around.
You didn't notice any of this in the moment?
No. I was just like, yeah, Joe,
You got
get a
some-
picture of me and this cat. It's so friendly.
There's some mangy-ass bald cat rolls up to you, and you're just out there playing with him.
Loving it.
Yeah.
Right? And you know me. Like, I'm not a huge cat guy. But I was like, this cat's cool.
But if you're bald and mangy, Ted's your guy.
Right. So the other two people, other two friends, she was just like, do not touch me, because we're right by the house, by the cabin. She's like, you need to go in and like wash your hands, wash your face before you talk to anybody else.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I would have been in trouble in
apparently-
Africa. Like, oh, look at this guy.
The problem is that they're pretty wild and they might bite you and give you rabies.
Sure.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
I Googled this to see what was going on. So, in fact, dogs are trained to bite and scare away Africans from residents of white and rich people. No secret that some dog owners fed marijuana to canines, making them fierce, crazy, and unfriendly. We hate and dislike dogs, whether street mongrels or stray cats. Every African has a story about a dog. Each of us even knows tactics to keep fierce dogs away,
Jesus Christ,
like
man.
pretending to pick up a rock or something like that. But they very much urge you to not pet dogs and cats in Africa.
Again, there are lions and hippos and all the rest of that, and they're like, yeah, we don't like dogs.
That's it.
Well, I'm assuming the dogs are closer to the
Where
humans.
they live.
Also, other diseases. Most dogs are not domesticated. They are just street dogs.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that their demeanor is aggressive. You don't see that. They just kind of walk around and do the thing.
We when we were in Mexico, my wife, the Aztec ruins. All right, so you're a couple hours outside of the city. It's fine. It was cool, but we get there at sunrise. I'm already grumpy, but we get out of the car. We have a private guide. Okay, and as soon as we get out of the car, these 5 dogs, full grown, they come up to the car, and I'm kind of like, oh, S. Now, the tour guide, obviously, he's dealt with this before. He's just like, get the F out of here, whatever. Most of them ran off, but this one just kept following my son. Just liked him for whatever reason, right? But this dog followed us, honest to God, for like a mile and a half. And I had my son next to me, because he's like, look, man. I said, look, the dog seems to like you.
Is it a big dog?
It's bigger than my dog. It's not a huge dog, but bigger than mine.
That's a good-sized dog.
I mean, it wasn't like stalking your kid for food.
No, I mean, the dog, he had like the dog smile, his tail was wagging. But again, it's a stray dog in the middle of a freaking desert at the Aztec ruins. Like, and the guy's like, oh, yeah. They're out here all the time. So he just kind of, he didn't kick them, but he'd kick at them. Right. He's obviously seen them before. And I'm like, dude, I'm really uncomfortable. And he's like, well, look, I don't know what to tell you. I said, but this dog has been following my son for like a mile. He's like, he'll stop. And sure enough, it just got to the point, the dog got tired of it and walked away. And both me and my son quietly looked at each other with kind of a sigh of relief, because it's like, why won't this dog leave you alone? And I don't really want to scrap with this thing, because it's not being aggressive, but I don't want to do anything to make it aggressive, because I don't feel like fighting a Mexican desert dog. That's the only thing that goes through my head.
What if
I'm
he
like,
was a city? Mexican city dog.
well, I'm from the city. I can deal with that.
Yeah. But those desert dogs.
What's up, bro? But I don't know what's going through the desert dog says.
Well, it's a jungle dog, isn't it? Where the ruins are? Isn't it more of a jungle?
It used to be jungle. It's a lot more. It's all just looks like desert. I feel like on the perimeter was a little jungle-y.
Okay.
But when you're there, I mean, there's not a tree to be, like, get to the perimeter, yes. But where the ruins are, there's no vegetation, man.
Our question, what do you think made you sick? 206-803-ROCK.
From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room.
This is not good. 2 Montgomery County, Texas employees became sick after handling a flyer authorities say later tested positive for fentanyl.
Of course it did.
This is why you don't want to pick up a baggie off the street.
No.
You don't want to touch it. According to Montgomery County Precinct 4 Constable's office, incident happened outside of a library. Deputies said a woman approached 2 county maintenance workers in the parking lot and handed them a damp flyer with a pink tint and what appeared to be a religious message.
A damp flyer. Thanks.
Yeah, pink and damp. Within about 30 minutes, both employees began experiencing symptoms including shaky hands, dizziness, and hot flashes. They took the flyer to the constable's office where officials say it tested positive for fentanyl.
And both employees fell asleep standing up.
Cases like this are why first responders now routinely carry Narcan. Investigators say they have obtained surveillance video from the library's parking lot that's given them a promising lead in the case. Our question, what do you think made you sick? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Scotty. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, you sexy bitches.
Hola.
So I didn't know what happened at first, but I'm allergic to waterfowl eggs, basically geese and duck.
Duck eggs?
Yeah, duck and geese.
How often is that a problem for you?
Oh, every time, but I just know not to eat them anymore.
No, like how often, you don't see duck eggs a ton.
And when I do, I don't really tell. How often were you eating duck eggs?
So the first time it happened was probably 10 years ago. I'm 41 now. And I was in my shop working away, and my wife made a quiche because some friends of ours gave us some goose eggs because they had geese, obviously. And I was all excited to eat them. And so she made two different things. She doesn't eat meat. She eats seafood, but not land animals.
All right.
And so she made the quiche, and I put some leftover hamburger in it. And I got ridiculously sick. I mean, it was like somebody was stabbing me in the gut with a buck knife.
How does someone keep geese as a pet? They can fly. So are they clipping their wings and putting them in a pen? I mean, how does that work?
No, when they're domesticated, they're just too fat and lazy to want to fly away.
Oh,
Okay.
right. Okay.
I know a lot of people like that.
I did not know that people kept those as pets.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so even today, I mean, we have ducks, and they're just too fat and lazy to go anywhere. And there's different breeds, like there's Indian runners that we have, and they just don't want to go anywhere. They're like, hey, where's my food? Where's my water?
How many
Okay.
ducks do you have?
We just got 3 new babies, so we're up to 6.
Now, can you physically handle duck eggs? Like, can you pick the egg up as long as it's in the shell?
Yeah, that's not a problem. And I can actually eat goose and duck meat, but just not the eggs. There's an enzyme in the actual egg, like the embryo itself, that my body just rejects.
Wow. Now, when you had the goose egg quiche, which I've never tried myself, was that the first time you'd had goose egg?
Yes.
How about ostrich? Do you think you could eat an ostrich egg?
I would try it hesitantly.
Okay, so how
maybe don't.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe. Well, so far he said waterfowl, so I'm assuming you can eat chicken eggs, right?
Oh, yeah. We have like 20 chickens, and chicken eggs, love them.
Is there a bird you don't
Yeah,
own?
where do you
Maybe
live?
let's just start with that.
Where do you live, man? Green Acres?
Hour north of you guys, up in Mount Vernon.
Okay.
Sketch
All
County.
right. So you got a bunch of chickens, you got a bunch of ducks. What else do you have rolling around up there?
Just a couple cats. Had a dog, but she just wandered off one day, and
Probably tired of all the
Never found
geese
her
and
again.
ducks.
Do the cats not F with the ducks and the geese?
no, the ducks are actually pretty ferocious. I mean, I can pick them up, but I mean, if a cat went to go mess with it, it would. I don't know.
Have you ever eaten one of these guys?
Oh yeah. So we just
We're talking about the cats. No. So,
no.
okay.
No.
So
I'm not Asian.
So you have eaten some of your ducks.
Yes, the ducks and the chickens. Yeah, we've done that a bunch.
Nice.
Were you
Yeah,
apprehensive to try duck meat after the whole egg thing? Were you apprehensive to eat the meat of the animal? Did you go to the doctor and they explained that there was a difference between the egg and the meat?
Well, so before I ate my first goose egg, which is what happened the first time, and this has happened 4 times, by the way, and I can get into every one of those if you want.
Was it a goose egg each time, each of these 4 times?
No, so the first 2 was the goose eggs, because I ate a goose egg and then literally didn't know which end to stick in the toilet type of deal, and felt
Ultimate
like my
dilemma.
guts were just had it was so terrible. And then the second time, like I said, the first time I put some hamburger meat, which was a little bit questionable, so I thought I just gave myself food poisoning from the questionable hamburger meat.
Sure.
And then the second time, my wife made another dish with the goose eggs, and I got equally sick as the first time, and I'm like, it's the goose eggs. We're just dying. And then we got ducks, because ducks and geese eat slugs, and we do a bunch of gardening and whatnot.
No wonder you want to eat them. Okay.
How do they taste? Do they taste gamey? Like, do the chickens taste gamey? Or
I thought you meant the
duck
slugs.
Or the geese or whatever?
No, as long as you, you got to pressure cook them or crock pot them, kind of do like a slow cook. You don't want to just, take the meat right off them and throw them on the barbecue or anything, because then, yes, it's very gamey. But if you put the right seasoning in and crock pot or stew them down, you can make some really good soup and stuff like that out of them.
How many pounds are these ducks? Or chickens, whatever, any of it.
Yeah, I mean, the chickens probably only weigh 2.5, maybe 3 pounds, and probably similar as the ducks.
Do you name these before you eat them?
We name a couple. Our kids give a select few that they really like.
So like cacciatore.
Now, are those the ones you don't eat just because the kids have determined they like them?
No, we'll eat them all.
Will you name one of the ducks cacciatore?
What's that? Sorry?
Will you name one of the ducks cacciatore or chickens?
Or Peking?
Yeah. Seriously.
Done and done.
That way you know what you're going to make.
Come here, Peking. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So the third time this happened, I actually got, I didn't get pulled over, but I was about to throw up, and I was, oddly enough, going to go get more bedding from the local farm supply store for the chicken coop to clean it out. And I went barreling over a curb up onto this little hill, and then a sheriff pulled in behind me and put on his lights, and he's like, dude, what are you doing? What are you on? What are you on? And I was like, oh, and just held up one finger, and it was like, hold on. Started puking more. And he's like, dude, do you need me to call the ambulance? Are you okay? And I finally finished puking as he's standing right beside me with his taser out.
That'll help. Yeah. Now you're going to poop yourself.
Oh, guaranteed. So then finally I was able to catch my breath enough that I was able to explain to him, dude, I'm allergic to duck eggs. I just ate a duck egg. My wife fed it to me. She thought she could tell the difference between the duck and the chicken eggs. And
your wife's trying to kill you, brother. That is what I'm hearing in these stories. Did the cop believe you?
Yeah, I told him, I was like, dude, you can follow me home. I live just down the road that way, like a half mile away. Follow me home, and he did, and pulled into the driveway. And as I got into the driveway, I suddenly had the urge to put the other end in the toilet, and opened up the door and left it standing wide open, and my wife was standing there looking at him like, what are you doing?
And you ran in the house to poop?
Yes.
Okay.
Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back.
That is a great interaction with the cop. Hey, man, thanks for following me home. I'll be right back.
Hey, you're that sick. I mean, there's not much you can do.
No. I mean, it's really not, man. But I think his wife's trying to kill him.
I would have a hard time.
Because it's always something his wife made. You know what I'm saying? Like, every time he brought it up, my wife made, like, bro, she wants you dead.
Look, I would just keep him out of the house.
Mm-hmm. What's that? The duck
eggs.
Well, like he said, though, his wife mistook the duck egg for a chicken egg, or so she says. And that's why he got sick again. It's like, your wife's trying to kill you.
But that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't, like, if he gets that violently ill, I know you have the ducks, but I just wouldn't keep them in the same spot because they're eggs.
If you can't tell the difference between the eggs, then what I would say to the kids is we're going to have ducks and geese. We're not going to keep ducks.
And West Virginia,
we're going to have chickens and geese.
People would eat wild game. They would eat, turkeys, rattlesnake, deer, bear, anything like that. But I never knew anybody who, like, had chickens to have their own eggs. Or,
no.
None of that. I mean, I don't know. I would be really, really leery about eating anything that I had as a domesticated pet.
A chicken, like I would not be.
The eggs are great.
Stuff.
What? Which ones?
Like chicken eggs? Yeah.
Yeah, I've had, my buddy Drew, I've had some of his family's
and
chicken
you can
eggs.
tell the difference.
Yeah.
I mean, you really can, man.
What's the difference?
It tastes the way an egg should, I guess is the best way to put it.
Fresher.
Yeah. I mean, think about it, right? So we keep the price of chicken down based on the fact that you raise them on these massive, massive farms, right? But that's like when bird flu hits it, suddenly the price spikes because, 50,000 of them are killed. But on the farm, they're not just eating all the garbage. They're just eating whatever you normally have to give, naturally to a chicken.
Right.
So you can taste the difference. I mean, you really can.
Okay.
I don't get the much, but on occasion, it's like, God damn, this is what an egg is supposed to taste
ostrich
like.
is great.
Never had ostrich.
If you ever get a chance, I think they can make, it's the equivalent of like 12 to 15 eggs.
I've heard that,
It's almost a dozen eggs in one egg. So if you see it on the menu, it's typically going to be in scrambled or omelet form.
Sure.
Because, they just take the whole egg and whip it up and then.
I can't just get a fried oyster egg or ostrich egg.
I mean, I don't even
Can you
know.
get a hard-boiled one?
I don't even know if you could get a. I don't even know if you.
That would be cool. Hey, man, can I get that hard boiled? It's like, sir, don't be an
You'd have to have the biggest flat pan you've ever seen in your life. To
yeah.
You'd have to be like a paella pan or something.
Sure.
What do you think made you sick? 206-803-ROCK.
You think you could get through one?
Oh, God, no.
The ostrich egg challenge,
no.
right?
Man, they are huge.
Like, how big is the yolk?
Well, I don't know because
you've just never seen them crack one
right.
open.
I just got an omelet, so I don't know. I don't know how.
I don't care how many are in there. I could eat it.
What's the difference in taste? If I'm eating an ostrich egg,
It's rich.
omelet, just rich.
It's rich. Yeah,
All right.
it's got a good flavor. I mean, it tastes like an egg, but it's just I don't know.
A good egg. That's what we're saying about like the natural chicken eggs. Like it tastes like an egg, but better.
Yeah,
I guess maybe it's just when you eat a regular store-bought egg, it kind of tastes like an egg.
I like the eggs
but
with the
an
orange
egg,
yolk.
It's kind of like when you put a shirt through the wash too many times. Like, yeah, it's still blue, but it's faded. That's kind of what the store-bought eggs are. Like, it's an egg. It just doesn't punch that or have
I
that
mean, they're
egg.
big.
Huh, you got a picture?
Yeah.
Like a cooked one?
Like you could easily eat a whole ostrich
well, just
egg.
look at the one with the hands.
Yeah.
The hands below that. Yeah,
I mean,
What's that? 6 eggs?
maybe on that one. Well, they're farmed, so that's what I'm saying.
Right.
There are ostrich farms, and you can go and get one of these. damn
Ostrich
eggs.
Farms remembers.
They do. Here's a weird one for you. A soil-dwelling fungus is reportedly to blame for a cluster of respiratory illnesses near Nashville, and possibly one death.
Soil fungus?
Soil fungus.
Oh, cool.
Tennessee health officials say they're investigating an outbreak of histoplasmosis, a respiratory infection triggered by inhaling spores of the histoplasma fungus, which has sickened at least 36 people, some of whom are critically ill. Cases have been reported since late summer in Maury and Williamson counties, including the city of Spring Hill and nearby Thompson Station. One possible death, that of a 39-year-old Spring Hill resident, is under review as part of the probe. A possible test result came back only after she died at home in mid-December, according to the New York Times. It thrives in soil, especially where bird or bat droppings are present, and is common throughout Ohio and Mississippi River valleys. Now, the fungus is not spread person to person, but most people exposed never feel sick. We used to get sick all the time when we would go caving.
Oh, well, I mean, you're surrounded by bad eggs,
But
right?
you're crawling through it,
Right.
I mean, in some areas. Flu, fever, chills, cough, chest pain, fatigue, night sweats, often missed or diagnosed late. It can rarely lead to severe lung disease or infections such as meningitis, especially with people with heavy exposure or weakened immune systems. And there is no vaccine, though antifungal medications apparently can help. And they have not pinpointed a single source. Construction, demolition of older buildings, landscaping, farming, yard work are all
just stirring
activities
it up?
that can stir up the contaminated soil. They are still waiting with the woman an official cause of death from an autopsy. They said she had embarked on extensive excavation and building work in the areas where she was located. She was ill for weeks before visiting an emergency room, and that's when she tested positive before returning home. However, they say the infection is not yet confirmed as causing any deaths. So they're just waiting for the results to come back on that.
That's crazy to me. I mean, like, there's a lot of things
I
you
would never
know
think-
to avoid. Like,
Soil?
I'm not going to lick the floor of a subway, right? Like, you know it's gross. You don't lick the door handle on a public bathroom or your own bathroom, right? But I would not think that digging in my yard is putting me in. You might worry about power lines or something like that. But the last thing I think is we're stirring up spores, baby, and we're going to die.
What do you think made you sick? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Nick. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello, Nick.
Hello, Nick.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hola.
Hola.
So, Nick, what made you sick, or what do you think made you sick?
So here's the deal. I used to work on a research vessel as an engineer, and this boat spent a bunch of time up in Iceland. And the first couple times we went there, you know, it's a bunch of sailors on a boat. When you get in town, you go drinking. And we would go out, and the next day, after having a bunch of Icelandic beer, just wake up with the bubble guts. And this was not your normal, like, hangover, have a bad time. And you start asking around, like, hey, are you guys feeling? And sure enough, spent probably every summer for 6 years up there and cannot drink the beer.
Is it draft beer or bottled beer?
Both.
What is it in the Icelandic beer that's giving you bubble guts?
I'm wondering if it's the water or just the way they make it or something like that up there. But every American I've talked to that has spent any considerable amount of time in Iceland, they can't drink the beer.
All right. But do they have other beers? Could you get, like, an English beer? Could you get a Kronenberg or something from Germany?
They've got plenty of European stuff up there, so that's just kind of what you got to do. You got to stick to the Heineken when you're in Iceland, I guess.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, hey, look, I'll find a way around it. I'll still drink my beer.
Like, I need to drink beer, but I'm not going to drink their beer. What kind of research were you doing on the research vessel that took you to lovely, warm Iceland?
We had a long-term project up there so there's a company that makes these custom-made moorings that they go out and stick in the water, and they stay out for a year, and then you pull them up and you download all the data off of them, and they sell it to universities and other people that are wanting to know what kind of stuff goes on in the water up there. So it's mostly climate science and, tides and temperature and salinity and that kind of thing.
Okay. So you're talking about salt water. You're not going up in...
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Why is it so different there? Is it a geothermal thing?
Right. Why Iceland?
Yeah, that kind of thing. So they have multiple arrays. There's one up off of Greenland, Iceland. There's one in South America. Can't really tell you. I was there to just keep the boat running.
Do you get to pick where you?
I'm not sure what they're doing with the data.
Do you get to volunteer where you want to go to then stay? Because, like, you said South. I don't like cold weather, so I'm like, bro, I'm taking South America. Unless it's super South America now near Antarctica.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, like, do you get to pick or you just assigned?
Yeah, I'm up there in the summer, though. So, it's pretty pleasant up there. 60 to 70 degrees, nice weather. The sun's out 23 hours a day. I have spent some time in South America and, like, the Gulf of Mexico on other boats, and I'm a bigger dude. I'm built like I'm insulated like a new home. I don't do the South all that day.
Right. All right. Well, let me ask you this, because the theory is the closer you get to the North Pole in any country, the worse the food is. So, how's the food in Iceland?
Well, in Iceland was the first time I tried whale and horse. I don't ever have to do it again, but it was good.
Both were good.
How are they? Is it like in a stew? Is it a steak or what?
It's like a steak. So, like, they're Vikings up there, so they ate what they had to do to survive. So there's some horse and some whale on the menu.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, times change. You can improve things. That's all.
Yeah, my daughter had whale in Japan. She said it was good. She said she thought it was whale. She was
I know
saying,
Sicily's big on the horse.
I've heard that. Yeah.
But they just like have like open air grill kind of places.
It just happens to be.
I heard it's not bad.
Yeah,
I mean, I would try it.
I would try. If I'm in Italy, sure, I would try it.
Yeah, exactly.
Although I will say, when we were there, I do not recall seeing horse on any of the menus. We maybe went to 8 different restaurants total.
Specifically, mainly just Sicily, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, we were. Did we go to Sicily? Sicily's the island, right?
Yeah,
correct.
Yes, we were. We did have lunch in Sicily. They had a bunch of pasta, stuff like that, and different ragouts and meats and all that, but I did not see horse, or maybe it just said meat.
Maybe you
sauce.
couldn't read the menu.
That could have been it.
It's an Italian. What do you think made you sick? 206-803-ROCK.
A dog's love letter to his squeaky avocado.
Dearest squeaky avocado, my heart yearns to chew thee. Alas, I've devoured a small action figure and have taken ill, unable to partake in our jubilant squeakings. Worry not, as I am on the mend, and Lemonade Pet Insurance covered 90% of the veterinarian's cost. I recommend all the cats and dogs of the land get a quote at lemonade.com/pet. Soon, my tummy will be unburdened, and we shall frolic once more. Yours, Jerry.
The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
I think we're going to take a little bit of a detour here on the show. Now, if you were listening Friday, we were reading the story about if you ever have a problem at a Burger King, you can call the president.
Which is amazing, right? Because that does not happen.
I don't know how the hell he got our number, but if this is for real, is Tom there?
Hello, Tom. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hey, guys. It's funny. I'm calling back people, and I didn't know I was going to run into a radio station.
Okay, so look, here's the thing, all right? So on Friday's show, we were doing a news segment, and the news came out that the president of Burger King, if there's some kind of major complaint someone wanted to file, they could call you directly, okay? So we just covered the story, but we never called you. Now, that said, there's a strong possibility that our morning show may have placed a call to you.
Or one of our listeners did.
But what's amazing to
Who does
us
the morning show?
is that you're making good.
The morning show would have been the Daily Miggs show with Steve Miggs and Taryn Daly.
That was a woman, I think, that left a message.
That would have been
Taryn.
Taryn.
Taryn. Okay, she did leave a message.
Now, did she say what this is in reference to? You're getting a hold of her mic.
No, she said, hey, whatever her name was, Karen, did you say?
Taryn. Taryn with a T, yeah.
This is Karen, and love what you're doing, and just want to, we get these voicemails, and the voicemails are translated through, I don't know, AI or something, and I couldn't make out what it said, so I was calling Karen back to find out either, because we get half praise, half people saying what we want you to do better.
Us too.
We
understand
what she wanted.
Well, I will say, it was confirmed. It was the morning
It was
show.
the morning show.
Taryn just texted me. They said that they did.
Okay,
All right, so Tom, you're the president of Burger King. First of all, big
we
fan.
love you. That's all.
I still like the original chicken sandwich, but our co-host here, Miles, years ago, he worked for 2 weeks at Burger King.
Yeah.
He's still claiming that he worked for you.
No.
Is that stolen valor?
I'm a graduate of BKU.
I trust you. I believe you.
It was
He worked for 2 weeks, and he talks about this.
Is that 1986 in the brown uniform?
Right, the brown polyester uniform.
Because they never wanted me to return it after they fired my ass, and so I would wear it. I would wear it to like Halloween parties and stuff.
Listen, I get it, and I think I guess it's gone by now. But if you need a new one for next Halloween, I'll hook you up.
Do you actually have the old brown polyester style uniforms?
Well, I have access to all the old uniforms, but I actually only started here 5 years ago, so I wasn't privileged to wear that with pride.
Yes. Well, I don't think anyone wore it with pride. I remember those uniforms. So do you guys kind of keep like an archive of all the uniforms or logos, everything that's kind of come and gone?
I think we keep an archive of about everything. We don't keep any of the old Whoppers around, but anything non-food we'll keep.
Well, truth be told, you guys have the best hash rounds for breakfast of any fast food place. That's
I've heard that, and the original chicken sandwich is alive and well. I was very surprised at how many people called me with that one.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. I still love it, and it's just, I don't know if it's because I grew up on it or whatever, but it's great.
What are some of the things, not necessarily their complaints, people complain about everything, so put that aside, but as far as the things that people are giving you accolades for, like if you're the president of Burger King, what are like two of the things where you're like, I cannot believe how much people like blank?
Well, I already said the chicken sandwich, and this is not surprising, but everybody loves us for the Whopper. And everybody, let's see, what else are we getting a lot of love for? And the hash browns too. Like you said, we're getting a lot for the hash browns. And then we're getting a lot about changing the fries. Like, can you change the fries? But it's hard to know what to do with it because and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Some people love the thick cut fries that we have. Some people want more of a shoestring fry. Like those guys, whatever those guys are with the golden arches, I can't remember their name.
Right. Yeah. Somebody out there.
We've heard of it.
I would say, man, honestly, with Burger King, I think we had a discussion about this either Friday or maybe even yesterday. But Burger King changes its fries. We feel like more than any other fast food place.
Too much.
So it's like, man, look, just find. You're not going to make everybody happy. I have a wife. I cannot make her happy all the time. So you live with these things, right? But like. Figure out whatever you think the best version is, and then freaking stick with it. And then, if you want to introduce a different fry, give people, quote unquote, a limited time choice, right?
It's much better than In-N-Out Burgers fries. I'll tell you
everybody
that right now.
is.
Well, and Burger King also, like, you got the onion rings.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, Tom, this could sound stupid, but as long as I got you on the phone. Is that just a mistake when I get a couple onion rings in my fries?
Is that like a surprise
Are
thing?
they hooking me up?
Because everybody's happy when it happens.
Yeah, it is. And no, it's a clever marketing ploy that makes somebody's day special, right?
It does.
I'm grinning ear to ear just thinking about it.
So, Tom, when I was working, I was doing the chicken sandwich.
Oh, here we go.
Shut up. I was doing the chicken sandwich, the chicken nuggets, and at the time it was called the Whaler, which was the fish sandwich.
The BK Whaler, correct?
Right, exactly. So I had to go into.
Did you really get fired after 2 weeks?
Here's what happened. Here's what happened. Here's what happened. Here's what happened. In 1986.
Card on me.
Well, no, listen. We only had a landline phone. Okay, all right, where I was living, and the manager changed the schedule.
Sure. This is the story he tells us.
No, this is what happened. He changed the schedule. I was supposed to work on Sunday morning. Something happened, but there was a schedule in the restaurant and on the door. Now, the manager claimed he called my house and left a message. That did not happen. As far as I'm concerned, my mom would tell me, because it was the answering machine days, right?
Sure.
And trust me, I'd gone through all the VHS training tapes in the closet. I'd watched them all. I'd passed all the tests. I was next up to work the fries, possibly the drive-thru. I was just.
He was on his way, is what we're saying.
Yeah, I was. Okay. But when I came into work on Sunday, he said, "You're fired because you missed yesterday's shift." And I was like, I wrote down the schedule. He's like, I had to change it. He's like, you need to be aware of these things. I called you and left a message. I'm like, no, you didn't. And he's like, take your stuff and get out of here. And I'm like, you son of a bitch.
I wish you would have elevated that when we could have gotten to the bottom of that.
All
That
right.
is unacceptable.
Yeah, well, I was 16 years old. This is 1986. But I was so mad, and I was so happy the Burger King came to my hometown in West Virginia because we never had one. And that made me not want to go. And that sucked because Burger King was my favorite. Because Burger King actually puts mustard on their hamburgers.
Yes.
Where most places don't. So, like, that was one of my sales. Plus, it's like a flame-broiled burger, you know?
By the way, Tom, just some listener feedback here. One person
love
says they loved getting the gold crown as a kid. Is that something the kids still get when they go in, or no?
Absolutely. But, it's funny. When I take these calls, I actually had somebody in Arizona say, hey, every time we go to Burger King, we don't get a crown anymore. So gave us the opportunity to call up the owner and say, hey, what's up there, brother?
What happened to Creepy Burger King?
The Creepy Burger King, I think I'm allowed to say this, he's been fired.
He was.
Just like Miles.
Listen, he was waking up in bed with people's wives. It wasn't right.
It was kind of a bad image, I guess.
You could make him a
looking
pimp or something.
Exactly. He had a huge hairy chest. He had this big, creepy, cartoon head. He frightened people. He frightened me.
He was creepy. Like, we got used to him after a while, and you kind of enjoyed the commercials. But I would say, like, the first month those commercials came out, like, we'd come to work, like, Jesus Christ, that guy is terrifying, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're not going to go to a restaurant where you might see that guy.
So, could you give us a sneak peek? Is there anything new down the pipe that we can expect?
I got the communications team sits here with me, and they're giving me the stink eye right now.
Are they really? The fun police. Kick them out. You're the president.
Yeah.
Just look for some menu elevation over the rest of this year on our core product.
Well, that honey chicken biscuit is fantastic.
Yeah. Well,
And he's a
glad you
biscuit
love it.
lover. I love that people call you to tell you that they love the Whopper. It's like, we're Burger King. We know. That's kind of what we do. But
Yeah.
thanks for letting us know. News to us.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah. So, it was the morning show that called, man. We were not expecting
Tell
this.
him I said hi.
Yeah,
we will.
Our closest Burger King is down here in Soto, in South Seattle. I go there and get breakfast.
All right, Tom, one more random question. Has anybody compared you to a rapper named Mike Jones?
What?
Because Mike Jones was famous for giving out his cell phone number. You're the only other high-level person I've ever heard give out a cell phone number.
No, I was just sitting around bored one day, and I said, I'd love 15,000 people to call me. So,
Is this a big time with Lynn for your fish sandwich?
absolutely, big time for Lent.
Yep.
So,
Okay, well, it's a great fish sandwich. It's not, man.
I have got a couple of calls on the fish sandwich. It's been a wild we just start week 2 tomorrow, but it's been some wild evenings taking these calls.
Well, I do remember this. I was not, the station I was working in was not too far away from the drive-in window.
Yeah.
So you could hear a lot of the communications of people coming through the drive-through. And since I was doing the big whaler, or the fish sandwich, the whaler was called, you could hear people, and this is West Virginia, so keep this in mind. People were asking if it was really whale.
Oh, my God.
I am not lying. I am not lying. And I was just like, you got to be kidding me.
Was it better to say yes? I mean, like...
Well, the woman was working the drive-through window. She always just look at me, just shake her head. She's like, you hear that? I was like,
Hey, have you ever heard the Dane Cook bit on Burger King?
No.
Look that up. It is not fit for prime time, so don't play it on the air, but it is the funniest thing you will ever hear in your life.
And just a quick question for you. How does one end up being the president of Burger King? Like, that's not just something that happens because you answered a want ad in the back of the paper.
The Burger King Nation is all looking at me and asking that same question.
Okay, all right. Is there a Burger King lifetime card? Is there like one of those things where like you give to somebody?
Jay-Z rolls in and he has like
he's
the
like
Burger King
card for life.
There is a black card out there. There's only 5 or 6 of them, and I've heard from some celebrities that have them. But then apparently they keep calling and saying they're not working properly. So I
really? So what is the criteria for someone to get a Burger King black card?
And would all of the employees know? If I worked at Burger King and somebody rolled in, and even if it's a celebrity, but if they said I have the Burger King black card, I just would not believe them.
Well, then you just swipe it and it says, "Yep."
Oh, okay.
That's good. So, and and now that you mention it, it has been some celebrities that have been in our ads.
Okay. Our training, when the managers went away to training, I think they go to Jacksonville. Is that still the case?
It's Miami, actually.
Oh, much better.
All right. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. You get to run Burger King and live in Miami. I mean, hell, it's freezing cold here.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's not cold there, is it?
Well, it's cold for
It's
Seattle.
not awful in Seattle. It's not. It's sunny. We'll take the sun.
Yeah, we got a decent day.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Tom, thank you for calling back.
Let's call back.
Yeah.
Hey, great talking to you. And like I said, tell the morning team, sorry I called a little too late.
No,
That's all right. It worked great for us.
Yeah, we stole the bit. All right. Thank you, Tom.
Take care.
Wow.
They can play this on their show.
Honest to God.
I can't believe I got to talk to the president of BK.
And you got the vents about
BKU.
getting fired. You got the vents about getting fired. You son of a bitch, fire me. You just have to understand, off air, Mike goes, hey, because Mike was not here Friday.
Right.
So he didn't even know we'd even talked about this. And we did not call him, but Mike's like, hey, this guy named Tom on the line, and he says he's the president of Burger King.
And I haven't heard this bit. I haven't heard this story or anything about this. All of a sudden, there's this guy named Tom who's calling up saying, I'm the president of BK.
That's when I pulled the story. That's why I was like, man, this is really different for you really to be able to call the president of a company
that's
give them
that
their honest
big,
opinion, and they are going to call you back. So I thought that was a bunch of crap.
I said the same thing. I'm like,
is he really going to take the time to call anybody back?
Then his ass ends up calling our show, the wrong show, but still. Like,
Right, and I reached out to Tara, and she said that they left him a voicemail they had for like T-shirts and stuff. And then now we got Steve Miggs that's emailing us here. So if you're both still listening, sorry we stole your bit.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, it's going to be.
I didn't
know.
ask for a T-shirt. Thanks for setting up that interview for us.
So pissed.
Actually, he says this is from Miggs. He says this is amazing, fellas. I cannot believe he actually called.
I can't either.
He did, but just to see Mike, who was not here, even when we brought it up, like
Because we had explained to Mike. I was like, hang on. No, Mike, it could be. Is this like a whole thing?
but
you
we
can
didn't
call him now.
Yeah,
Right.
It just wasn't us.
This is the wildest damn thing that has ever happened in my career.
That is weird. Like, he says he's the president of Burger King. And to be honest with you, if Miles had not covered, the only place I've heard it was from Miles. If he had not covered that story, I would have zero belief that the president
I mean,
of
it's
Burger
been going.
King.
It's been making the circles on social, but you're right. I kind of forgot about it until Mike said this guy Tom says he's the president.
And it's his dinner time. It's 6.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of
6:30.
impressive.
6:30 on the East Coast of Miami.
And you'll talk to people that'll make claims about themselves that you don't quite believe. However, he said it with such authority and so directly, and it sounded like he was ready to take a call from somebody.
Yeah.
That I truly believed it. He said it in the way that I believed it. It's like, okay, we got
And
the
the funny
president.
thing is, he did not expect to be on a radio show.
No.
He just thinks he's going to talk to Terrence.
Oh, I'm sure that freaked the PR department and the communication people out.
Oh, yeah.
Which station is this in? What's that phone number?
Exactly.
Well, he already said he's sitting in a room full of them, right?
Right.
Which we call the, what are the Easter Island heads? You know, they're just all frowning and staring at you, right?
Yeah.
And then you're going live on a radio station. You know they were sweating. I guarantee you.
We
those
should have
guys-
invited him to the St. Patrick's Day parade.
Oh! And look, dude, it doesn't
Hey,
take long.
You're the president. Fly out here, bud.
I mean, it's also funny too. Is we don't have to mention other places, but literally, we were talking yesterday about those damn hash browns.
Yes.
Because I forgot to cook mine that I bought when I was watching that USA hockey game. I do love that original chicken sandwich.
A couple comments. Please give us cheesy tots all the time.
God.
We should have read these. Mike, if
We
you don't
really
say
should've.
this for the end of your spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
This is awesome.
so
You guys are talking to the Burger
stupid.
King president. Can you please tell him Oak Harbor Burger King sucks? Jesus. What else we got?
my
Ask him
God.
if there's any vegan options coming out. Asking for Miggs' wife.
Well, they had the Impossible Burger.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had it.
They did that for
in
a minute.
studio.
Please ask him to bring back the Italian chicken sandwich.
Ooh, that was good, man.
That's just a chicken parm, isn't it?
Yeah, basically, but BK style.
Listening to the CEO of Burger King. I'm going to eat a Burger King tonight just because of him. I second that motion to view Dane Cook's comedy piece about Burger King. Actually, the whole bit is hilarious.
Yes.
And this one says this is the greatest radio that ever existed. So
That cracks me the F up,
That's
man.
crazy.
I did not expect that phone call.
let's take a break real quick.
Good work out of the morning show.
We'll get back on track with the question. What do you think made you sick?
Burger King, damn it.
206-803-ROCK.
From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
I'm not mad at Burger King anymore.
No. That got you over the hump.
Yep, sure
It
did.
has been years.
No, 16 years,
that you've
16 years
bitching
old. I'm
about your-
56 years old. This 40-year vendetta is done.
After only 2 weeks.
Yeah.
After
Some of
only
the-
2 weeks.
Some of the comments on YouTube. Let's see here. It's the king of BK. Awesome. BK, have it your way. Guys, that was freaking awesome. Chicken sandwich, top shelf. Let's see here. Can you tell them what, let's see here. This is great. Can't wait to see Miles dressed up in his old BK outfit.
I hope we can get that done,
I
man.
don't think I can fit into it anymore. What else?
We'll let them know your size.
Probably the wildest thing I've ever experienced in my career. That's from Mike Hawk.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyone remember the BK chicken sandwich ad with the song All Right Now? Who was that? Free? Paul Rogers? I think, maybe?
I think they had.
I should have told him to bring back the international Italian one.
He did ask,
Yeah.
man. You had his ear.
Rodeo Burger's awesome. This is great. Fries, double cheeseburger, and a soda. My go-to at BK. Always get onion rings if I go to BK. Love getting the crown as a kid. That was a great call on the BK onion ring question. Because that
dropping
always,
it in the fries.
Yeah, that
man.
always excited me.
It still does. You're always happy.
Well,
to get
that's what I'm
onion
saying. I'm like, look, obviously it's got to be a mistake. But I was like, I'm going to have
Well, there's a divider.
We got him.
There's a divider in the bin. So,
Sure.
you know, when you're pouring the basket in.
A couple are going to fall over the
Exactly,
side,
because
man.
they're round and they roll.
But you're always happy that they do.
I mean, I think until about the age of 25, I was one of those people like, the only onion rings are like a Burger King's.
Yeah, I was kind of there with it.
Because as a kid, you go to like a restaurant and there's like that whole onion pulls out. and you're
Yeah,
like, "Ah,
always.
it's weird."
Every time, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. You drive by the BK in Bury and you can always smell the heavy flame broiling emanating from the place.
That BK is always packed, man.
Yeah.
My buddy lives over by that BK. I drive by it a couple times a month. I'm always like, people love that BK.
I'm 46. I still get a crown. I think if I was eating in the restaurant,
I would get a crown.
I would get a crown and put it on my head.
Yeah.
Also says that smell makes your mouth water. King almost looks like the most interesting man.
He does a little bit. I'm the most interesting king.
Dude, that
of the
guy
world.
spent years at Domino's, too.
Who did?
Tom.
Oh, he
Oh,
did.
did he? Oh, you're doing the research on him?
Yeah.
All right, so what's his story? Since the guy called in. So, again, I guess the morning Taryn left a voicemail with him. He calls back, doesn't realize it's a radio station. Just keep that part in mind. He didn't know he's calling into a live show. So he has all those communications people around him who I guarantee you their ass is puckered when they realize, dude, you're about to go live on the radio. You thought you were just going to talk to an individual. And as far as people going, how does the morning show feeling about you guys still in the interview? Look, we don't know what they had planned. According to him, Taryn was asking for like shirts and stuff like that. He was just trying to return her phone call. So we did get the email from Miggs who just said, this is great.
Yeah. How pissed is the morning show you guys are doing this interview? I don't think they are. I think they think it's as funny as we do.
Yeah.
This is just radio and YouTube gold right here. What else? Story of Dane Cook. Oh, he worked at a BK lounge. That is hilarious.
What the hell's a BK lounge?
That's what he called. He called
okay.
it the BK Lounge.
All right.
Yeah, so this Tom guy spent 3 decades at Domino's before he joined Burger King.
All right.
Okay. Well, I love Domino's. I think their thin pizza is some of the best. Deep dish, pretty good, too.
You mean Domino's?
I'm going to have to give BK a shot again. Local store has sucked for ages. Yeah, give him a shot.
Well, let him know.
I've been going there man, their breakfast sandwiches are great.
Hey, look, the morning show happened to call him. Miles reported that we talked about it last week. You can find it on social media. You can find the number. That's the whole point. He wasn't kidding when he said he's always wanted to field 15,000 phone calls.
And the guy called the store in Arizona to say, hey, give the kids the gold crowns. I mean, like, that's getting it done.
All right, let's get back on track on our question. What do you think made you sick? 206-803-ROCK. Hopefully no one's calling about Burger King.
Yeah, we didn't tell him what we were talking about.
Yeah, that is a little bit ironic.
Hey, what made you sick? Most of it's food. And then here you are. Hey, president of Burger King.
And you'd have to think, with that many restaurants, it's going to happen.
Well, yeah.
It's inevitable.
I mean, look, one of my favorite places in town, I got food poisoning there once, right? I didn't stop going.
I have
right.
gotten,
It took me a little bit to order that specific food item, but I was just like, there just had to be some small mistake. Right?
Sometimes it happens.
Look,
Yeah,
you make yourself sick. That doesn't mean you quit cooking.
You just stop
Yeah, good
cooking
point.
colorful mushrooms.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I still do
excellent
mushrooms.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you live on the wild side.
This is a weird one. A tick bite made a rancher allergic to her own cattle, and it's a worsening issue for farmers. Sharon Pennington comes from a long line of farming women. Early last year, she began experiencing anaphylaxis, a severe full-body allergic reaction that can lead to difficulties breathing, a sudden drop in blood pressure, and heart problems. That's the shock stuff.
Right.
Pennington began noticing these symptoms when working with orphan calves and nurse cows on Love Lake Iris Farm, which she owns and her husband do in north central Missouri.
That's why this is such a problem.
One cow calved, and she had too much milk. I was milking her and around all that fluid and just wondering, why in the world am I going to pass out or die? I don't know what's going on with me. Pennington was having frequent allergic reactions, but she could not identify what was causing them. There was one instance where she decided to sleep in her car after her husband cooked bacon, and it became difficult for her to breathe in the air. Another time, she couldn't figure out why she was panting and unable to catch her breath. For days after that, she discovered a cattle brush that had made it inside the house. At one point, she started having serious chest pains. Now, her allergic reactions got so bad, she wasn't able to work with her cattle anymore, which she said was heartbreaking. Days later,
Because you own a cattle farm, yeah.
obviously you have a passion for that. She went to the doctor, did a blood test, which came back positive for alpha gall syndrome, which is an allergy to mammalian meats and byproducts, such as dairy and gelatin.
Jesus.
That comes with a bite of a Lone Star tick.
I wonder if that applies, because there's a lot of gelatin, like certain makeup products and stuff. Not even eating it, but just certain products.
Jell-O.
used. Right, Jell-O.
Jell-O.
Yeah.
Pennington has severe anaphylactic reactions when she comes into physical contact with livestock, which is a real problem when you are a cattle farmer. And she is not alone. Sean Cross, a researcher at the University of Nebraska Medical Center, recently completed a first-of-its-kind national survey on farmers and ranchers with diagnosed cases of alpha gall. 201 farmers with alpha gall who responded to the survey hailed from 28 different states. But the majority live in areas where the Lone Star tick, which is responsible for most of these cases, is common. Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. And I don't know if you guys remember me talking about my buddy Jeff. He lives in Raleigh, North Carolina, and he works for the water department there.
Yep.
One of the things that he needs to do is go to streams that feed the water sources and test the water and see what's in those waters. So he goes up the farthest tributaries he can. So sometimes some of those rivers, lakes go out of state.
Right. Okay.
So he's got to go to a different state just to see, like the Mississippi starts in Minnesota.
Minnesota, yeah.
All right.
So he's got to travel these tributaries and do a lot of hiking along these riverbanks. And he started getting severely ill from something. And it took 3 years for them to figure out that he was bitten by a tick.
Jeez.
And now he cannot eat beef, pork, lamb. What am I missing? There's one more. Basically, he can eat chicken and fish.
Right. Well, you said mammalian, right? So if it has 4 legs, he can't eat it.
No, yeah, exactly.
Damn.
That's
So that's what mammalian means.
As in mammals.
mammalian. Like a mammalian mammals.
All right.
That's
Yeah,
a lot
I'm just like, I'm glad you explained it. I had no idea.
You don't remember the Mammalian Man March?
It was for cows.
Yeah.
No comments.
Who wants to be a millionaire? You remember all this stuff?
I want to be a millionaire one day and win the lottery.
You could win $1 million.
So no mammals or seafood.
No, he can eat seafood.
Seafood
But
and
just
chicken.
chicken and seafood.
Chicken and seafood. Turkey. He can eat any kind of fowl.
I mean, I still think that's better.
He can eat grouse. He can eat all that crap.
Then what?
Well,
I mean, because burgers
guess-
are done. You can't get pepperoni on
Yeah,
pizza.
you're
so-
lying. I mean,
well,
look,
it's not
I'm,
ju- yeah,
I'm
it's
lying.
The silver lining in this, he had
Breakfast would be hard.
He had pretty bad cholesterol
Yes.
problem. Can't eat pig. So his cholesterol.
I'd
was
lose
big.
chorizo, bro. I can't do that.
His, I had to lose it because of the heartburn. His,
I don't care.
I mean, his cholesterol level's gotten much better.
I would
Could he eat,
imagine that it's
turkey bacon.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, he can. Yeah, any
I'm
kind
just being selfish, trying to figure out what I'm going to eat for breakfast now.
it'd be. I mean, look, I can get cheese pizza, and that's fine. But every once in a while, you want to switch it up, and I'm not going down the vegetable road. Right? Pepperoni, it's gone. The sausage, gone.
You still
The
got chicken. You
cheese
still got
steak.
chicken wings.
You get.
You still got
chicken.
fried chicken.
Yeah.
You still got barbecued chicken. You've got any kind of fish, and he does live in North Carolina, so there's a lot of fish there. But
Right. But every once in a while, I mean, look, just a little bit of meat, you can switch up your menu, right?
Yeah, but he was effed up for a long time. Like
well, if it took them 3 years to figure it out.
They were running all these different tests because, they thought initially it was some type of bacterial thing that he contracted from a water source.
Mm-hmm.
So they had no idea what it was. I don't know how you get bit by a tick and don't know it unless the tick bites you and drops off. Because typically...
Right. I don't think it hurts, right? But the tick, it sits there until it gets fat.
And it burrows. So, I mean, you would think that you would notice that. It must have been in his scalp or someplace where he did. But you still wash your hair, so I don't know.
I think you'd feel it.
I don't know how. I mean, my daughter had a tick on her, and I found it, within 12 hours.
My old dog had a big-ass tick on his ear. Took me a while to figure it out. I'm like, what is that?
Do we have ticks here?
I'm sure we do. I don't know if it's the Lone Star bird, the one that spreads.
Well, typically they're in warmer
disease.
weather, aren't they? I mean, insects in general. We have much less insect activity up here because of the weather and the cold. What do you think made you sick? 206-803-ROCK.
Someone says you never had chicken on pizza throw. I have.
The barbecue chicken pizza is great.
It is.
But it's a different type of pizza.
But that's my switch up. That's all I'm saying, right? Because that standard, I'm just going to get pepperoni or pepperoni and sausage.
Yep.
And every once in a while, I'll get the barbecue chicken, but it's kind of a treat because that's not my go-to. I think if I had to eat it all the time, I don't want it. You know what? I think I would eat a lot of Asian food, man. Give me the Kung Pao chicken, right?
Duck.
Where it says chicken on the Chinese menu, I will eat any of that, except chicken and broccoli. That's stupid. Too much broccoli.
That's some of the best broccoli. It's in that sauce.
Look.
Probably some of the unhealthiest, but it's great.
I don't disagree with you on that. If I had to eat broccoli, please put it in that sauce so I can stomach it. But it doesn't need to be there. It is too much. Hello, Luke. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola. Slayer. So what do you think got you sick, Luke?
Well, actually, this is what I know made me sick. Basically, I was 8 years old. My family and I, we were vacationing in Leavenworth around Christmas time. My brother and I, we decided, let's go sledding like we did every year. And once I hit this bump and I went flying off my sled and into the barriers. Fortunately, they were made of hay bales. But unfortunately, I woke up at like 4 a.m. the next morning vomiting. It turns out after a few hours, my parents decided to take me to the hospital and get a CAT scan. It turns out I had a concussion, and that's what made me throw up.
That will do it. That will do it, man.
Yes, it will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fortunately, we didn't have to I managed to get, I don't know how long it took me to recover, but it wasn't bad enough that we just needed to go all the way back home to Puyallup or anything like that. But
yeah, sure.
Everything worked out okay in the end, ultimately.
Okay.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's the best you can ask for with a concussion is that it works out in the end, if you believe that's the case.
In my instances, when I get them, I can't eat. There's just something about it that just makes, for whatever reason, it's just like there's still a bit of nausea.
Yeah.
And it's just hard to swallow anything and keep it down. I mean, well, until the headaches go away, because typically you're getting a headache. Sometimes it's the equivalent of a migraine, I've been told.
Right.
I've never had a migraine headache.
But you've had a concussion.
I just know that was the worst headache as far as loud noises, light. So I got a concussion.
That is very much like a migraine.
Got a concussion on Friday night. I did not feel normal until about Monday afternoon when we were going through film study from the game on Friday night. And that's when I learned that I did not remember any of the second half.
Yeah. But you had a great second half.
I was on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was on fire. It was almost like for some reason my brain focused in, even though my brain wasn't there. It was like it's trying to overcompensate.
Probably just did the basics. You don't want to do
the opposite, right? You just did the fundamental stuff.
Right. Lock into the thing you need to do.
Every read I knew, every check I knew, every ball I threw. In the first half, I was garbage. I mean, I wasn't garbage.
But you're thinking too much.
Exactly.
You're not going to second guess yourself with a concussion. You're just.
And when I'm in there, I just wanted to get the play over as quickly as possible and move down the field.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, because the feeling is at the time, because all you know is, at least this was the case in 1987, you just had your bell rung.
Because that's what they called it.
That's what they say.
They minimize how they say.
And you got, there's a lot of times.
Remember, PTSD used to be, he's got shell shock.
Right.
Right? It's this kind of blow off statement. Now we're like, it's actually really bad.
What do you think made you sick? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Zach. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola. Could you hit that blind for me? I'm dying in here.
I could, but I'm not going to.
Please.
There we
Thank
go.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Zach, what do you think made you sick?
So I know what got me sick was the humidity. I was deployed to Afghanistan back in the early teens, and it was dry. It's obviously a desert. We saw rain only twice. I didn't get sick for the entire 11-ish months I was there. The minute we left Afghanistan and went to Uzbekistan to as a layover for a day before flying back to the States, we got there and it was negative 20 degrees, but it was 100% cold humidity.
Ah.
What is that? What is that like?
I mean, how cold does it feel at that point?
The difference, at least in my opinion, if it's 0 degrees or negative 20 outside, you just can't tell.
Yeah, that's a good point. You're just cold. Yeah.
Okay.
Like the day we left Afghanistan, because it was in January, it was 20 degrees ish when we got on the plane. When we landed, the first thing the pilot says, "Welcome to Uzbekistan. It's negative 22 degrees outside."
Good God!
And all I said out loud was I said a few explicits I obviously can't say on the air. But
Yeah.
Within an hour of leaving the plane and going to the holdover tent that we kind of spent the night in, I instantly started sinuses started swelling up. I ended up taking 4 NyQuil pills and a shot of NyQuil before getting on the 13-and-a-half-hour flight from there to Alaska.
Jesus Christ.
I'm surprised the plane could even take off when it's that cold, just based on the air. But I guess if it's humid and not dry, maybe takes off. You got to de-ice the damn thing, right?
Oh, yeah. So what ended up happening is we were supposed to leave at 7 in the morning. And with the sun rising later, they ended up holding us in Uzbekistan until 9 when the sun could crest over the horizon and hit the plane. And then they spent 30 minutes de-icing it. And they de-iced it until they turned it on and we took off down the runway. They kept de-icing it until we were in motion.
Look, man, I've never had a plan to go to Uzbekistan, but tearing that, it won't happen.
You're not sitting. Are you in a cargo plane, or are you in an actual commercial airline?
So from Afghanistan out, we were in a C-17, but then we took a commercial airliner, but it was one of those Airbuses. I think it was 286, right around there, the 280s. Number of souls on board, counting the crew.
Okay, and are you flying over the North Pole in that instance?
I want to tell you yes, but with 4 NyQuil pills and a NyQuil shot in my system, I slept. Within 10 minutes, I fell asleep, and then I was tapped on the shoulder awake in Anchorage.
Jesus.
And how much warmer did it feel in Anchorage than Uzbekistan?
Well, in Anchorage that day, if I remember correctly, they said it was in the negatives, but they had back in the day, I was, everyone smoked cigarettes coming back from deployment. They were if you want to go outside and smoke, there is a special area here that you can go out that we've closed off this wing of the airport for you guys.
Now, can
so
you guys, all right, can you guys smoke on the flight? Not on a passenger plane, but I mean, if you're on a big cargo plane and all that, can you light up?
They didn't explicitly tell us we couldn't, but you're packed in there like sardines. I'm 6'7".
Jesus.
I was just kind of within myself almost, just for and it was only an hour and 50-minute, maybe 2-hour flight out. But that whole time, you're just talking with your buddies oh my God, we're going home.
Are you afraid being that big that you're the biggest target to hit?
Yeah, I mean,
I was going to ask that.
Oh, yeah. I actually called you guys this months ago, but I mentioned this similar thing about being in Afghanistan and being this tall that I had a sergeant who tried to put me in a gunner's hatch of a Humvee.
I remember that call.
Yeah, that's insanity.
And then my first sergeant seeing us as we're getting ready to leave the Bob going, hold the F up. Oh, no. Get him out of that. I can see his head, his face, and his shoulders above the metal plating.
You think the sergeant just wanted you dead? Be like, sup, bro? Let's do the math on this.
For what it's worth, him and I did not get along. I don't think he actively wanted me dead. I just don't think he cared what happened.
Why did you get such an ass assignment? I mean, you're flying into Uzbekistan and then flying to Alaska, and what the hell?
There's no easier way to get home.
Yeah, basically on the way there, it was because I was based out of JBLM up here, so it was here to Maine, and we landed in Bangor, Maine, then into Germany, and then Germany into Uzbekistan, and then Uzbekistan down into Afghanistan. And when you get to Uzbekistan, it's always a one-day holdover. On your way in, you do your rollover training, and then they kind of give you some extra equipment, and that's where you get all your ammunition. And then on your way out, it's mainly just a holdover of hey, you guys can't take a C-17. You're going to have to take a commercial liner. That thing's going to land sometime tonight, and instead of trying to pack you out at negative 20 degrees in the middle of the night, here's a giant bed with 11 space heaters. Go to sleep.
Afghanistan's got some of the biggest mountains in the world. Were you able to see those flying in?
So when we flew out of Uzbekistan, or into Uzbekistan, sorry, from Germany, we could see a handful of mountains. It was, really pretty to look at. When we flew out, it was night.
Okay.
So I couldn't see anything. But in Afghanistan, I was in the southern region of Afghanistan. It was not too far from the Pakistani border, but we could see, mountains kind of, but a lot of just taller hills, as I would call them.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Damn, man. That sucks.
Yes, it does. Everything about that sounds awful.
Okay.
But I guess Uzbekistan is, no matter what, going in, going out, sorry, fellas, we're stopping in Uzbekistan.
And they don't really sell the military on,
luxury.
Smooth travel.
Yeah.
10 songs about rain coming up at 4:30, and we've got your emails on the way next from the men's room at KISW.com.
We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Taryn Daly, Steve Mix from the Daily Mix Morning Show coming up. We'll sit and spin with the 10 best songs about rain, but first time for a few emails from the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
And a few on our question, what do you think made you sick? Okay, guys, babysat for a friend in June and caught norovirus from the kids, which turned into pneumonia. Bad enough for a 48-hour hospital admittance.
Damn.
My dad had pneumonia twice in the past month, and he was in there for almost a week.
Right.
Each time. And he had to go back because it just wouldn't go away.
I had pneumonia when I was in high school and had to go to the hospital.
Really?
Yeah. And then I had it once as an adult.
Yeah, my mom gets it once every 3 or 4 years, and it's into the hospital she goes.
Well, the problem is once you get it, you're susceptible to it.
Yep, that is it.
Guys ate smoked turkey that had been in my fridge for far too long. I was dumb and thought it was fine because I misheard something. Never ate it again after that. Lymph nodes. Scratched one until it bled. Apparently seeped inside me. Not quite sepsis, but a sudden fungal flush from the garbage I released into myself. Now I know. Last summer I was cleaning out the bathtub that I have buried in my backyard for my ducks. As I was bailing out the duck poop, fortified water, some splashed on my face and a little in my mouth. Within hours, my guts were fighting off whatever bacteria was in the water. And for 3 days, I was either puking or crapping. But hey, lost 8 pounds. That from Rose in Tacoma.
Jesus.
Not me, but when my wife got sick was endometriosis.
Yeah.
Super underappreciated disease in many women. In fact,
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
I'm sitting in a bar in New Jersey right now watching the show on YouTube because we had to come to New York to get numerous lesions surgically removed from her intestines. Yep. Sadly, it cost us about $30,000, but because there are only a few renowned specialists, it's what we had to do.
And now you're sitting in snow.
Great news is after 20-plus years of suffering, it's finally over, worth every damn penny and more. P.S. Ted, she would also pet the feral cat without paws.
Yeah, but the difference is Ted did not notice that the cat was all mangy and half bald until after the fact.
Cheers,
Correct.
boys. That was from Irish.
Because you wouldn't have touched that thing.
No, but his face had plenty of hair and stuff. It was just, yeah.
We were jeeping in the desert of Utah with my family and stopped a few times at the creek to let the kids play in the water. As we continued driving, I was drinking out of my water bottle filled with fresh, clean water, unbeknownst to me, by my daughter out of the stream for her frog. I got violently ill with Giardia and had to miss my anniversary cruise. Yeah, Giardia, I guess, to the Bahamas because of it. My wife ended up taking her sister and sent me a picture of the happy anniversary cake at dinner. Lesson learned, double check that there are no rocks in your water bottle from the stream. Hello, guys. Brian from Seattle, now in Huntsville, Alabama. I am in the hospital recovering from getting my colostomy reversed. Last time I pooped in a toilet was at Overlake Hospital in 21.
We'll have to let Overlake know.
As soon as I do that here, they'll let me go home. I don't care if you share that. I sent you guys an email earlier letting you guys know I listen to your full shows going to sleep every night.
Yeah, saw that.
Let's see.
I didn't know you couldn't poop. That was not part of the original email.
How do I watch you live? Brian, we're on YouTube. KISW Rock.
Yep.
Watch us there. Miles had a tick burrow into my leg after walking our dog, and I had it for a few days under the surface of my skin. It kind of looked like a mole. My wife spotted it because she could see its legs sticking out where it burrowed in. I was damn lucky I got it removed in urgent care and did not get Lyme disease. That from M. Okay, time for a few birthday emails brought to you by Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company.
Dip responsibly.
Hola, guys. Just wanted to give my husband of 3 years, main squeeze for 10 years, a happy birthday shout out. No words can describe except man of my dreams. He loves The Simpsons, horror movies, and always up for a good adventure. He would gladly take a Homer Simpson fish sandwich and take advice from Coach Ted. This weekend, we'll be flying to Vegas to celebrate his 45th birthday. Our lawyer's on standby for any unexpected shenanigans. Respectfully, that from Monica.
Fish sandwich. Are you sure?
Oh, his name is Scott.
Scott.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to Vegas for the weekend. First of all, I feel like you got to go pretty ape-ass to get arrested in Vegas.
Yeah, I can confirm that I've had some questionable behavior and just kind of let it go.
Yeah.
With a warning.
I would also highly recommend, I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said, Ted, I don't think my body's Vegas pool ready. It's not. Neither was mine. Go to a Vegas pool, man. They're awesome. Second of all, hit it in and out. Skip the fries. Get 2 burgers like Miles and I do. Third of all, there's an old casino in the middle of the strip called Bill's. Cheap minimums.
It's a casino? It's just frickin' Bill's Casino.
Wait, is that the one you said that had the $1.50 Bud Lights or whatever?
That was a different bar.
No, that is the stage door, I believe, that has the cheap bucket of Bud Lights, which is great. But, like, in the middle of the strip, because we were cutting through to go somewhere, like, nobody goes into this casino. It's still there. And you could play, like, even on F1 weekend, I was playing, like, $10 minimum craps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, if you find Ryan down there, he'll buy you a beer.
That's right. Gentlemen, today's my 39th birthday, and I'm glad that I finally got to see you all at Live Night the other night. And it was great talking to Miles about golf while Thrill's eyes glossed over.
It's what we do.
With that said, for my request, I would love to have the Ted Smith do his patented Year of the Dog. LARP on and stay beautiful. That from Kelly the Man.
Goddamn right it's Year of the Dog. We're out there getting stuff done.
Guys, may I get a very special 40th birthday shout out and some dirty Germans and a couple of fish sandwiches for Chris. He is a longtime daily listener. It would absolutely make his day, not to mention help add a little entertainment on our long car ride back to Seattle after we celebrated his birthday snowboarding up in Revelstoke. Cheers, guys, and thanks. That from Jen.
Yeah, first of all, in Deutschland, snowboarding means doing cocaine. But because it is your birthday, I'm going to offer you a very special food item. It is known as Black Schnitzel. I'm the only one that can serve it to you.
Yeah, so I'm just glad. It's even over here in Germany, since we know you were up there in British Columbia. Did you wipe away said tears over the weekend?
Yeah.
Was they sad?
Silver's a good color.
Did they get a new luge track with just Canadian tears?
Jesus.
Anybody
A couple
else?
of fish sandwiches, too, Mike, for good.
Oh, yeah.
Can I buy you a fish sandwich?
A filet of fish sandwich. Anybody else get triggered watching the German bobsled team?
Why is that?
No. Why? What did they do?
A lot of dudes screaming very aggressively in German.
Oh. Okay.
Kind of triggered me a little bit. I was
Okay.
like, I don't know. What are they? They're getting all riled up again.
Yeah.
But they, even when they're happy, they sound angry.
Yeah, but when they're doing that 4-man, there's coaches up there. It's a lot of big Germans. And they're like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, boy.
Great.
Yeah. I was just like, I look at my buddy. I go, I don't know if I don't feel safe.
And finally, happy birthday to Brendan Looney. Give him a traffic jam Jimmy fish sandwich.
Sure, I get a fish
And
sandwich.
tell Jimmy we said hello.
Drink a car bomb tonight for him.
Fish
That's
sandwich.
right. All right, guys, here we go.
Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ja, the Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Thank you, Mom. A couple extra emails real quick, guys. Catching up on your show from yesterday on the Odyssey app. Thought I'd share my celebrity encounter with you. Back in 2010, dating a guy who lived in Portland and had just come in on the train and met him at a restaurant he worked at. So while he was finishing up his shift, I sat at the bar next to 2 gentlemen. Within minutes, I pulled a Ted and was chatting these fellas up. They bought me a few martinis. We had some good laughs and chatted for about an hour. As they stood up to leave, I thought, wow, these are some tall freaking dudes. After they left, everyone that worked there came rushing over to me and said, do you have any idea who those guys were? I said, no, I sure didn't. It was Larry Bird and his dad. They were 2 of the nicest tall guys I've ever met. Shockingly, we talked about golf a lot. Cheers, guys. That from Suzanne at the 884 Pub.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, very good.
Larry Legend, the hick from French Lick.
Ted, this one for you. Ted, which Sherman's Deli did you go to when you visited Matt down in Palm Springs? My family and I are headed to Phoenix from San Diego, but want to go to Sherman's on the way there. Take the scenic route. I was looking to verify if you went to the Palm Springs or Palm Desert location. Thanks in advance, LARPon. Year of the Dog, very respectfully. That from Kyle.
Kyle, I went to the original one in Palm Springs, but if you go to the one in Palm Desert, whatever one, they're the same. Like MCTP goes to the one in Palm Desert all the time.
Okay. And one more.
By the way, we're taping a new episode of the podcast tonight. We got on a local comedian from Olympia, Sam Miller.
Oh, really? Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Ted, I was also born with 3 kidneys. I cannot donate it. They are usually attached to the other kidney and can't be separated. Usually one is not functioning fully. And no, you cannot charge for body parts.
Why not?
Not legally, anyway.
It's your body part.
Yeah, I want to sell it.
If I had an extra kidney, I'd be, yeah.
Like, sorry, man. Look, I know you need it. Like you said the other day. What's it worth to?
Right, yeah. Also, just so you know, here on Sit and Spin, quite obviously, we taped this earlier in the day simply because these guys are not going to stay till 4:30 every afternoon. Trust me, we would be talking about Burger King at this point.
Yes.
And the fact that we talked to the president of Burger King, there's no doubt about that. But based on the fact that, number one, we can't put this up on YouTube. Right. Number two, we don't want them here until 4:30. We tape it in the morning after they get off the air. So that is why we're not addressing it. I'm sure we will talk about it in great deal tomorrow, maybe on the program or whatever. They will.
Oh, Burger King,
in the morning. We should probably give them that audio, Mike, so they can play it on the morning show. But at any rate, here you go on Sit and Spin. Coming up, we'll drink and toast to the shot of the day at 5:08, and we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check out with Mike Hogg and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. The UK is dealing with an uptick of chocolate thieves.
But literally just people stealing chocolate?
Yes. They literally have to start putting chocolate and candy bars behind, like, locked...
So that's their batteries and Advil?
Yes. I don't know why, but the people over in the UK, we have a bit of a sweet tooth.
But here's the look, you don't want anyone stealing your product. I get it. I understand why batteries, not so much. I know resale later, but I understand why you lock up certain medications here because they're making different drugs, right? And you go, all right, but chocolate?
Yeah.
All you can do is break out in zits. I mean, like, is it that big of a deal?
It's kind of wild, right? Increasingly stolen and resold through illicit markets.
Yeah.
That's what black market English chocolate?
So if it's enough, like, yeah, I'm going to lock it up. I'm making a loss.
Is it that good?
No.
I mean, we used to
can't
steal
imagine
candy from Rofo when we were hammered.
Sure.
But that was American candy.
Yeah, damn it. Made out of
we weren't
sugar and other
reselling
things.
it. We would just eat it.
Yeah.
That's the difference. If I stole something, it was for me.
Right.
Does that make me better? Is it better if I say, hey, man, officer, I
Yes.
stole this for my own personal consumption or use versus I stole this to resell?
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe it does.
That's why they have rules on certain drugs that are like, all right,
yeah,
it's
good point.
personal use, right? I'm not selling it.
Right.
So it's like, all right, you caught me. I stole a bunch of fast break bars. This is 20 years ago. Or 20, whatever. But I would be like, look, officer, I was just a drunk fat bastard. It's like, I'm just eating them. I'm not making money off of them.
Right.
I was going to say, it's how you know you have a drinking problem when you steal a bunch of booze and then they hit you with intent to sell. Like, no.
Of candy.
Yeah, right.
They don't care that you're hammered. It's like, son, you stole fast break bar.
Mike, I know I've told the story, but we would just reach under as the guy was checking you out.
Yeah.
So I got home and I was like, good news or bad news? Everybody's like, what? I was like, I got like 5 fast break bars. What's the bad news? Like, got a bunch of Rolaids, too.
Well, that's good news.
Well, back then, nobody really ate them.
I mean, now it is. But
Now
back
it
then,
is, yeah. Apparently, Bigfoot sightings have surged over the last 8 weeks in the UK.
Is Bigfoot putting himself out there? Could someone take a decent goddamn picture of me?
I heard your chocolate's fantastic.
I don't always walk sideways, goddammit. No one can get a picture of me like walking toward them. I'm always sideways, like I'm walking like an Egyptian.
I've heard the theory is because he's swinging.
Could
He needs to have a more relaxed walk.
Yeah.
Look out.
Yeah.
He just
Think of my Jeff Probst.
Maybe sorry, everybody's got they're all hopped up on chocolate. They think they're seeing Bigfoot.
Exactly.
Or maybe Bigfoot's attracted to chocolate. Maybe Bigfoot is stealing English chocolate.
The large-footed bloke over there.
The large-footed
Come on a
bloke.
small island and not be able to find him then.
I know. A headline from ExtremeTech.com, quote, James Webb Telescope takes a first peek inside Uranus.
Oh, yeah, that was my shot of day Friday.
Oh, okay.
You know, when we talked about the president of BK.
That's
buddy.
right. I'm glad I didn't miss so much.
Well, it's just the headline itself. And I was like, look, for me as a dork, the article was actually great, but the headline, like, yeah, see Uranus like never before.
Yeah.
That was another headline, man. There was a lot of them. There's no good way to write the headline.
Right.
It is. You could just say, a planet you're familiar with.
Right.
But all the headlines I read, they're just like, exciting peak of Uranus. See
They
Uranus
know what
like
they're doing.
You can't not.
Yep. Put your thinking caps on, gents. Time for the Merriam-Webster word of the day. I give you guys a 40% chance of success on this one. It is a noun brought to you by the letter U. And it is an informal adjective meaning very many or indefinitely numerous.
Umpteen.
You nailed it.
All right.
Well done,
Good
sir.
job. 40% chance. My ass.
Crushed it.
I did not realize that was a real word.
Neither did
To be
I.
honest with you.
Honestly, Merriam-Webster is showing me how many words I didn't think were words are actually words.
Actually words, yeah.
According to a new study, what you eat in your 40s could shape how sharp your mind is decades later.
That makes sense.
Yeah. If you're eating a bunch of crap, it's going to rot your brain.
So guess what? Your metabolism's slowing down, all that kind of crap. so-
Exactly. You are slowing down, getting back into physical exercise. If you're eating stuff that's putting you down, you're not moving. How many times, the number of days where I've thought, all right, I'm going to get up, I'm going to work out today, and then I end up drinking, and then it does not happen.
I just end up drinking without thinking I was going to work out. That way I have no guilt.
Sure.
Is there any age you can just eat? Maybe your teen years, but like, what you eat when you're an infant, it's going to affect you years later. What you eat in your 40s will affect you years later.
Other than you, Steve, you're a bit of an anomaly because you really can't eat and drink whatever you
there
want,
is-
and your body doesn't care.
Right, but there is a bulk of people I've known that like they seem to eat whatever they want, and it wasn't until later
40s,
20s or 30s where it caught up with them.
Oh yeah.
So that's kind of the difference. So I think some people like there is an age they can get away with it,
and you'll find out.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
And I love that, too, because they always told me all of the secrets to staying in shape and doing well. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Turnabout's fair play, jerk.
There's some crazy dudes on the internet. Like one guy's just like, I don't know, man, like, just don't eat. And you're like, what? He's just like drinking vodka, smoking cigs.
I mean, you'll stay thin. Yes.
Right? I mean,
You're not
eventually, I
healthy.
think that's going to catch up with him too. But he's like, yeah, I'm still ripped. It's like, yeah, all right.
Okay. Give it time. A survey found that Americans feel okay about their own lives, but think the country is the big thing falling apart.
Well, I mean, it all kind of goes together,
doesn't it?
It does. I get where it's at, though. Like, all right, my situation, I'm handling me. I'm handling what I got going on. I know there's a few things that I got going on wrong, but it's like
that makes sense.
The big picture out there is what's freaking me out. I'm okay here. Like I've got this contained. I've got this figured out.
That makes sense. Yeah, if you can keep everything, like, the world's a weird place. If you keep it at arm's length, you're okay.
Yes.
That's always kind of my position. Just keep your ass outside of my property.
Exactly.
Right, and that's the thing too is you can't do much about it.
Right. Keep abreast of it. Keep the conversation going. But yeah, there's very little that we can do.
I'm gonna grab my wife's boob tonight. I'm like, I'm keeping abreast of
keeping abreast. Of
just one, baby, just one.
Right or left?
Taking Mike's advice.
Mike said, fellas, take a breast.
I'm gonna write world problems on one of her boobs.
Get the breast around,
and then hold it when I watch the news.
Mike said I could do this. He's on the radio. While they may not improve the air as much as you think, indoor plants can still improve how a room feels. So basically, there was a study that when I was like, get plants for your room, it'll improve your air quality of your home. It's like,
I mean, if you have a million of them, sure.
Exactly. But it could help how the room feels, which is what decor does.
Also, something to take care of.
Yeah.
That's the part I hate.
Yeah.
Let's get a fake plant.
Nah.
Not for you?
No. All my plants are real.
We got fake plants here.
We do.
Which cracks me up.
Doesn't the gal still water?
About a year ago, she was looking at it. I said, it is not real. You work for the company. Do not water a plastic plant. She's like, thank you.
Well, that means it's a good-looking plastic plant.
It is a very good-looking plastic plant, but it's plastic.
Did you say it sets the tone and the mood, like in the room?
I mean, it can,
It
for
changes,
sure.
it changes how the room feels.
Yeah. She's like, what is that? I'm like, well, it's hopefully like you, it's a succulent.
Jesus. Goddamn. Ted with the game.
So you don't want a bush?
Those are, I keep those outside.
I got you.
You're in the house.
I mean, you'll take it, but
The succulent.
Next we go to the ficus room.
yeah, ficus.
I think succulent's probably the only one I could name drop too.
Yeah. Succulent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if it's just your bedroom and you're alone, you get a palm tree.
Hey, baby.
All right.
I mean, I've been lonely. It's a palm tree.
I just need a couple tulips in
I
there.
stare at the succulents and the tulips while fondling the palm tree. That's how guys buy plans. Tulips, I'm in.
Then you got a redwood, don't you?
Well, yeah. There's trees out back.
Bonsai. All right. Miles, what day is it, my friend?
What'd you tell me? National Bartender Day?
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
So close, it's World Bartender Day.
Oh, meaning every bartender in the world.
Exactly. And you know,
what do you think, like you're excluded if you live in a different country?
Right. It's just, I think globally is the day that we recognize this day, you know. So we've gone through list after list of, things to not do at the bar and whatnot. But the thing that we haven't looked about is what bartenders love about their regulars. So we're celebrating the bartender, and then there's obviously people that they don't like seeing walking into the bar a whole lot. We're going to talk about the ones that they're okay with coming into the bar. So here are the top 10 things that bartenders love about their regulars.
I don't mean to listen intently. Well, we're both
I'm just thinking about names of people now.
Right? So I will say at our local watering hole, I definitively know the people they don't like.
Oh, yeah.
But because they tell me, I feel like I must be one of the ones they do like.
That's where I was going to go with that.
And by the way, Ted, they never bring you up. So
not yet.
No, every time they bring up Ted, it's always the same thing. Like, whew, Ted was in here, man, with a buddy. They were tearing it up. Or, man, Ted came in here and insisted, I will not say who, but he's like, he does a little dugout.
Oh, yeah.
Ted's like, hit the spliff. He's like, dude, I was just so high. And then I had to go home. That's usually the MO with Ted.
Bringing good energy. Regulars who make the atmosphere better just by being there.
Mm-hmm.
Which, that's what you want on a bar. You want it to be lively.
Absolutely.
You want people to want to be there. There's a bar that literally the wife and I will walk by and we will never go in there because if there's a fight in this particular area, it's going to be at this bar.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a place I want.
You ain't going to pick the time of day.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes you know when to get out.
We did walk by there really stoned one time as we were watching a fight. We just sat there and watched. We got yelled at.
Don't watch this fight.
Exactly. Thanks for watching. Like, hey, thanks for putting on a show.
What are you going to do? Jump in? I'm walking a dog.
Right.
Have I been to that bar with you?
Not that one. It's
All right.
close to it, but not that one. No. Being self-sufficient. Knowing how the bar operates, where to sit, not needing constant hand-holding.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Just wait, shut up.
Which I would think after a couple times of just being at that bar, you should kind of have that down. Like, I'm always awkward when I go into a different bar because I don't know when I open a tab, I don't know if they keep the card or if I take it back.
They'll let you know. Hold on, I'm going to ask you a question that I guess I shouldn't have.
Hang on there. No.
It's not that place.
Not that guy, no.
Suzanne, no. It's not that place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was asking.
I'm not down that way anymore, Suzanne.
Mike, I'm with you. That one does throw me off sometimes. Is that I'm just standing there like, do I get it back? No,
Right.
you keep it. Okay.
Like, I don't want to be that guy. Do I go up to the counter to order? Are you going to roll them around? Like, once you kind of get the feel for how the bar operates,
Sure.
like, now you're good to go. Being observant of the bar's vibe. You're not leaning over the bar, waving, or taking up too much space.
Don't wave, man. Jesus.
Right.
They
see
know you're there. That's their job.
Exactly.
They'll get there.
And it happened over the weekend. I was at a hotel bar during a massive thing that was going on. There was some sort of sporting event that was going on. The bar was absolutely raucous. I found an opening and I sat there and waited. I didn't wave. I didn't acknowledge anybody until she walked by. She's like, "Be right back. Be right with you in a second, honey."
Yeah.
Like,
They know
you got
you're
it. You're doing
They
your
got
thing.
you.
They are slinging back there. Top 10 things that bartenders love about their regulars: respecting personal boundaries, not asking to buy the bartender a drink, or oversharing, treating the relationship as friendly but professional.
You know, I'm not wearing underwear. Can I buy you a drink?
There's a handful of videos that I'll get online where the bartender shows herself and then shows her regulars, and it's like, guys, she's just bilking you for your money.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Stop being weird.
Yeah, there's a few of those that we know.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that the one that gets to talking about?
One of like three, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
She ain't into you, man. Keep tipping.
No matter how much you think she is not.
It's not a strip club.
No, it's not.
And
No.
she's even told you this. I don't understand what you don't get.
Everyone's got clothes on.
She's going to clock out and bellyache about you the entire way home.
Mm-hmm.
Because you suck the beer out and serve. But hey, I have to smile and serve you. Yay. Let's see here. Knowing when to converse and when not to. Engaging in pleasantries, but respecting when the bartender is too busy to talk. I think we've all been that person sitting at the bar, ready to order a drink, and you got that one guy that just won't shut up.
Can we apply that to the cash register of any store?
Oh, God.
Starbucks, supermarket, all that. Like, I know you're making small talk, and it's cool during the period of your transaction. But now that I see that you have paid, you've been handed a receipt. There's a line behind you, and you're still talking another 90 seconds about some bull ass that nobody, including the person who works here, gives a rat's
That includes you,
pimpled ass
barista,
about.
and people going to baristas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stop.
No,
Shut up.
that-
You see the 8 people behind you. Shut up. You just got your drink.
That's actually what I was thinking. I was just like, dude,
Right.
there's a line. And frankly, I don't know you, but your story's boring.
Guess what happens to me? The 7 people go, and there's one more in front of me.
Yeah.
And that's the person that orders for the entire office.
Mm-hmm.
8 drinks. Pulls out their phone.
Yeah, once I see that.
And I'm just like, you son of a...
Right. And how do they never operate that well? Like if I'm buying 7 drinks for the office, I'm going to give it to them on a sheet of paper, say, I'm going to be around the corner, let me know when it's done, get these guys behind me.
Yeah.
Get somebody else on it. Let me get out of the way. I know I have a huge freaking order.
Because you're not a douchebag.
Yeah.
I mean, there's your answer. There is no other answer.
Criminy, dude. Top 10 things bartenders love about their regulars. Kindness and respect, obviously. Simply being a nice
I'm trying to
person.
think of the job where that's not the case.
Right. Simply being a nice person who treats the bartender as a human, not a servant. The problem is that there's too many people that don't act that way.
Oh, no, there's a nest on.
Right.
For sure.
Just because you give them money doesn't mean you get whatever you want out of the experience.
Nope.
And I've thought about that. I've been out with people before that are rude to waitstaff, they're rude to cooks or whatever it is because there's something wrong with this, there's something wrong with that. It's like, okay, the way that I see it is, I'm going into Ted's place. Okay, this is how Ted makes this drink.
Right.
You either like it the way that he does it or he doesn't. This is the way Ted makes his burgers. You either like it or you don't.
Right.
He will accommodate certain things. I don't like pickles. All right, we'll keep the pickles off. Other than that, you have it the way it is. You know what? You don't...
If you get a certain, you know what you do? You have it your way.
Right. This is what they
And if you get
offer.
a certain drink made a certain way at a certain bar, that's fine. But not every bar is going to make it that way.
It's not
They're going to
universal.
make it the way it's supposed to be made.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. We do know somebody that has been trying to get back to the former glory of a drink that she's been enjoying, but ever since she left our spot down there in Burien, she has never found anybody else who's made it right.
Yeah. My biggest issue is if I go into a bar, because I typically I just get a beer and I get a shot of Jack.
Yeah.
If the bartenders are familiar with me, I get the shot as I perceive a shot.
Yes.
If I have not been there before, they give me, as my wife calls it, an actual shot. And I'm like, what is that?
You're at the airport.
Yeah, well, the airport, I know they got to measure
Or a
it.
hotel. Jeez, oh,
Yeah,
Mary.
they don't have a
Come on, man. You don't need that jigger. Get rid of that thing. Throw it away.
Exactly. I still love that Ted called it out. No, give me one of them thrill shots.
No, miles.
Or a mile shot, right?
Oh,
But same
yeah,
difference, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No.
It's like a beer. Like, fill the glass. That's the point of doing it. You don't, like, fill my beer halfway. I don't expect that with a shot.
Being low maintenance, ordering simple drinks, not asking for complex
Beer and
off-menu
Jack.
concoctions. Right.
God, there's nothing worse than, like, the college girls. We're all going to get the margarita or the mojito. They got to muddle all the scrap. Like, you mother...
Right.
Also, just read the room a little bit. Right? If you're at a bar where everybody orders in one line, that's not the time to get some complicated cocktail.
Patience during rush hours, understanding that the bartender is busy and waiting to be served rather than waving or snapping or ordering complex drinks. Exactly right.
Yeah. Or like sometimes after Sounders matches, we used to go to this one place and they'd have a giant line, right? But the bartenders did a good job. I mean, it didn't take that long. But I went up there once and my buddy was ordering something. And I go, what the F are you doing, man? Well, that's what I like to drink. I'm like, look at that line. Just for
Get a
now.
beer.
Right. Give it half an hour. That line will die down.
Right.
Another night's move, if it's a bar you don't normally frequent and it's super busy, I'll typically go up there and throw an extra bit of cash away and just be like, I'll be back. It'll be the same order. And I'm telling you, they could have a huge line. They see you. You already took care of them. And you have not paid your tab yet, mind you. They already have my drink waiting for them. And I'm like, right, that's the veteran move.
Ordering the usual.
Oh.
Having a predictable go-to drink makes service fast and efficient.
As soon as I sit down, they're pouring both of my drinks.
I don't say a word. I just
doesn't
walk
change.
in.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's done. It's already done when I open the door.
And I think bartenders shouldn't judge your outfit.
Uh-oh.
Men in cowboy hats can drink White Claws.
Was this Saturday night?
We were wondering why
I saw
that was
the
up on
picture.
beer, buddy. We did. We
I was just like, goddamn, Ted.
Oh, Cowboy Ted was out of hops and props.
Yeah,
and later
he
he
was.
switched to a White Claw. People were like, Cowboys can't drink that. I said, Cowboys do drink it.
Cowboys drink what they want.
Goddamn cowboy in front of you drinking it.
Cowboys can't drink that.
We may or may not have opened up beer, buddy, like, why the hell is he wearing a damn cowboy hat? We got Cowboy Ted out here. Western Ted.
That's probably the best picture I put on there in a while.
And then this is the number one thing that bartenders love about their regulars. It's going to shock you. This is what they love about their regulars. Generous cash tipping.
Every time.
Cash.
Consistent.
Bring
good.
cash.
Tips are
Yeah,
highly
man.
valued.
Always.
Absolutely.
That's always the way to go. Like, put it on card, then we're going to pay the tip in cash.
A man in Italy has been fined for illegally dumping trash, but technically he didn't, Miles.
Well, who did?
Tell you all about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are count up at 5:50. In the meantime, have we made it to drinking time?
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Big time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve at Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. In this shot, it was made aware to me by our very own Mike Hawk, who put it in an email link, and the subject just said, "This is so stupid." So today, we toast the German Natural History Museum in Berlin, specifically paleontologist Lorenzo Machete, who I'm guessing is not from Germany, but probably Italy. Anyway, earlier this week, he announced that they had found a fossil in the, Goldlatter Formation in the Thuringian Forest Basin. Anyway, he says the fossil, it opens new perspectives on the early development of reptiles. So the impression that was left in the fossilized mud shows it was made by a reptile about 3.5 inches long, and it was made 300 million years ago. They believe the ancient creature plopped itself down in the mud before moving on with its day. Now, they believe this because it's the oldest fossil on record of a reptilian butthole. I am not joking. That's the thing. So that's right. The reptile left a fossil of its leather Cheerio in the mud, kind of like a dog leaves its paw print in the cement. And in case you were wondering, and I doubt that you are, it, quote, smashes the previous record of a fossilized anus by 120 years.
It smashed that anus.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, they had a picture of it. When you look and they say it, you're like, that's a reptilian butthole. They're excited. Again, 300 million years old. So there you go. If you ever wondered about the oldest anus on record, there it is. Feel free to use that info at the bar tonight with your favorite bartender. So let them know, Ted. They're going to be amazed. You heard about the oldest butthole ever. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
All right, it's going to get tested online now for Profile This, 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next.
Profile This.
And Stephen Thrill Hill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
Oh, I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story. Something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Devin. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola. All right, Devin, you understand how this here game is played?
I do.
Fantastic. You have a choice today of one of three categories. Today we offer you Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? Interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone. And finally today, In the Buff, where the person is naked. Either tell us why or where.
In the Buff.
Buff. All right, today we're talking about 37-year-old Benjamin Feltz, who was charged with 10 counts, including first-degree recklessly endangering safety, lewd and lascivious behavior, and his third offense of operating a vehicle while intoxicated. So according to the criminal complaint, just before 5:30 p.m. this past Tuesday, Wisconsin Rapids police received a report of a naked man doing push-ups in public and screaming profanities at people nearby. Then he stole an ambulance, believe it or not, it's a different one, with a patient inside. The patient, a 50-year-old woman, told police she yelled at the man that she was dying from a kidney disease, but he never responded. Well, police from multiple departments, they chased the ambulance with speeds exceeding 90 miles an hour. The complaint says the driver was, quote, driving with utter disregard, swerving and causing other vehicles to stop. Eventually, police were able to use a tire deflation device to cause the ambulance to go off the road into a muddy cornfield where it became stuck. Keep in mind, this chase went for 18 miles. Now, the question is, what had Feltz done to get naked, and scream at people and then steal an ambulance. So he imbibed in something. It's just not anything most of us would do. So did he huff spray paint, drink floor cleaner, swallow glue, or guzzle cough syrup? So you have spray paint, floor cleaner, glue, or cough syrup. He ingested one of these four and decided to get naked, do push-ups, yell at people, and steal an ambulance.
Interesting. And got the road spikes.
And he got the road spikes. I'm sorry,
Damn.
tire deflation device.
Excuse me. Tire deflation. Yeah. Those things all sound like something the captain would come up with in a concoction.
It really does. Ooh, I do all four at once, but I keep my clothes on. I'm not crazy.
Miles, what do you think?
I'm going to go huff paint.
Hey, Ted?
What was the first one? Spray what?
Huff spray paint. So yeah, huff spray paint, drink floor cleaner, swallow glue, or guzzle cough syrup.
I think he was chugging NyQuil.
Okay.
NyQuil. I got a feeling it's a floor cleaner. I'll take that one.
You're going to go floor cleaner. What was this guy doing before he did what he did? Was he huffing paint, drinking floor cleaner, swallowing glue, or cough syrup? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to The Men's Room.
Debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Category, the new one. In the buff, man was charged with 10 counts in Wisconsin. First, he started doing push-ups naked. Then he stole an ambulance and led police on an 18-mile chase.
That is correct.
That's right. What was he doing before that? Was he huffing paint, drinking floor cleaner, swallowing glue, or drinking cough syrup?
And, Devin, that is the question we posed to you. Let us start with D. Ted Smith. You went with the old cough syrup? Yep, it was not cough syrup.
All right.
Miles Montgomery, you said huffing paint.
Seem logical?
It doesn't really, but I understand what you're saying. He was not huffing paint. Devin, you went with drinking floor cleaner, which is absolutely ridiculous. And absolutely
How's he
correct.
alive?
I don't know. And it was, I've never heard of this before, Fabuloso floor cleaner.
I guess it gives you a buzz.
I've heard of people doing a lot of weird things to catch a buzz.
But floor cleaner.
I've never heard floor cleaner.
This was new to me when I read it. I'm like, oh my God.
Right? You know about people sipping syrup and this and that.
Sipping syrup, hairspray, what was it? Mouthwash, hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
But yeah, floor cleaner. I was like, wow, buddy. Okay.
Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Tia.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today. You got the Jimmys,
Fallon and Kibble,
Colbert,
Steven,
Seth Meyers, or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
And it's right there. The Twilight guys have teams of talented writers helping come up with their monologues each and every night, and it's up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
Everyone is talking about the historic blizzard that slammed into New York City. The only way people can get to work is by jumping in a German bobsled.
Me, Ted Smith.
Yep. Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, everyone here is talking about the historic blizzard that just slammed New York City. It is crazy out there. The only way I can get to work was by jumping in a German bobsled.
There's some good news and bad news about the Labradoodle that was left at a Las Vegas airport. The good news is that an officer has adopted the dog. The bad news is it was an immigration officer, and because the dog is mostly doodle, it's being sent back to Germany.
Seth Meyers.
Yes, Seth.
Ted.
Ted.
I had to look up that the poodle is of German descent.
Is it?
Yeah.
Poodle.
All over the Northeast, people are dealing with windy and snowy conditions that meteorologists are calling a snowicane. Of course, snowicane is a popular drug that's half cocaine and half more cocaine.
Colbert.
All over the Northeast, folks are dealing with windy, snowy conditions that meteorologists are calling a snowicane. Of course, snowicane also a popular drug that's half cocaine, half more cocaine.
After winning a bronze medal in the Milan Cortina Olympics, a Norwegian athlete gained attention online for confessing in an interview to cheating on his girlfriend. In his defense, if you're a biathlete, you have twice the temptation.
Seth.
Yeah, that's Seth.
After winning a bronze medal in the biathlon competition in the Milan Cortina Winter Olympics, a Norwegian athlete gained attention online for confessing in an interview to cheating on his former girlfriend. In his defense, if you're a biathlete, you have like twice the temptation.
The Winter Olympics are over, and one of the biggest things, one of the biggest moments, is when the USA hockey team beat Canada in overtime to win the gold medal. Canadians were so upset, they started drinking their maple syrup straight from the bottle.
Oh, it's his face. Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon.
The Winter Olympics are over, and one of the big moments was when the USA men's hockey team beat Canada in overtime to win the gold medal. Canadians were so upset, they started drinking their maple syrup straight from the bottle.
I read today that NBC put out the number for it. Now, they said it was the biggest 9 a.m. viewing sporting event of all time.
Sure. And they're going East Coast.
They're
right?
going East Coast.
Yeah.
But also, with that said, there's generally not sporting events that are starting at that time.
That
like on the
is true.
West Coast, we're used to it because of college football, and NFL starts at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
But that, yeah.
I can believe it. Yeah, East Coast, 9 a.m. sports don't exist.
Yeah, and then, bringing out the jersey of the teammate they had lost and his kids at the end. And like I was saying, I was talking to my brother today. Like, again, I didn't realize it, but like I've never seen them win a gold medal in hockey in my lifetime.
No, you have not.
And then since 2010, like I was saying, we don't play, God, what is it, like with the senior squad with everybody involved. Right? So like, every Christmas you're going to have those 2 weeks in between, you have the World Junior Championship, right? Which like if you're a Kraken fan, like Veneers played in it. So, like, we do okay on that level. It's just very rare to have all the top guys, the NHL guys, go against each other. So, just awesome to see. And, saw those guys in Miami were having a hell of a time last night. Good for them. Let's see. Mike, I kind of brought this up to you earlier, and it is kind of weird, right? There's all these terms, right? Things are toxic. People are gatekeeping.
Yeah.
Just because you like something doesn't mean something else can't be cool to other people.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this one is kind of ridiculous. Breaking Bad fans, which I'm a monster Breaking Bad fan, they're review bombing war with fans of Game of Thrones.
Meaning we're trying to explain to each other why our show is better?
So it starts because an episode of Breaking Bad's final season was the top-rated TV episode of all time on IMDb. All right? Hundreds of thousands of user ratings. It stood at a perfect 10. Fans of that show feel like it should stay that way.
All right.
So whenever an episode of a show seems to be racking up top 10 reviews, they start bombing IMDb with 1-star reviews.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Oh, my
so episodes of Succession, Chernobyl, even the Breaking Bad spinoff Better Call Saul, they all had 9, 10, 8-star reviews were suddenly torpedoed by up to 2,000 1-star reviews.
Just so they can say the show I like has a better review.
Congratulations.
Why can't it just be that you like the show you like?
Because that's what people are doing these days.
I know. It's just so.
Correct. And look, I'll stand on the side. I think The Wire is the greatest show ever made, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's oftentimes it's the Breaking Bad crowd and The Wire crowd. Now, look, I think they're both excellent, awesome shows.
Sure.
Kind of dealing with, there's drugs. But outside of that, these are different shows. And I think both of them are great. If I just had to pick one, I'd take The Wire. I also think a lot of these conversations are conversations you have with a buddy or at a bar or sitting around in a living room or playing cards. You know what I mean? Any number of ways. Like some of these conversations are just conversations to have fun with. You don't need to go online and like protect Breaking Bad. Because trust me,
it's
the
just
actors
fine.
don't care.
Not at all.
Right? It's like when people are getting in fights in the stands at NFL games, I always say like, the players they're not getting in fights. What are you doing?
Right. Dude, and it's subjectivity.
Right.
It's opinion. It means absolutely nothing. People's opinions mean absolutely nothing unless you have time to care. Maybe I just don't. I don't care. Like what you like.
Well, and it's like you're saying, once you cheat your way into that title, it completely
Right,
diminishes
it's
the
phony
title
anyway.
altogether.
Right.
There's a certain musical artist out there where her fans have admitted to just running her music constantly on loop while they're sleeping, just so that her numbers stay up at the top. It's like, okay, well then the number doesn't count then.
Right.
Right. And again, this is the great thing about sports.
Unless, of course, you're listening to our podcast.
Of course. Right. And that's the great thing about sports is it gives you a definite winner and loser.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what makes it the best reality TV and makes it dramatic, but it's good. So Game of Thrones fans, they hopped in. They've done this now to that episode of Breaking Bad. So just kind of like, all right. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like,
here's Mike. Are you going to like Breaking Bad any more or any less by doing this? Are you going to like Game of Thrones any more or less by doing this? The answer is no. Why can't you just be happy with something that made you happy? Whatever the show was, if it made you happy and you can watch this freaking thing on repeat, like, go do that.
Right. And I mean, like Yelp, right? I remember when Yelp started, right? And like, but you'll see it happen there. I know people, unfortunately, that have done this, and they'll just leave crappy reviews because their business competes with somebody else's. And it's like,
I never even read Yelp. I know some people read Yelp. I don't, but I'm like, because typically it's restaurants, right? But I'm like, you don't know what I like, and I don't care what you think.
Right. I just look at it for the pictures so I can see what the food looks like.
That's
I make my own determination just
right.
based on what I see.
And I'm with you. But it is crazy to me that some people would go and leave just bad reviews just to leave bad reviews.
And if someone does something in my house, like, you know, to get a painting done or whatever, like, hey, could you leave me a review on Angie's List or whatever? Like, you did a great job. I'm not going to go, but if you didn't do a good job, I'm not going there to trash you. I just won't use you again.
Correct.
If I go to a restaurant and I don't like it, it's okay.
Yeah.
I probably just won't go there again, but I'm not going to trash you.
Nope.
If you listen to this radio show and you don't like it, turn it off. You don't need to, you know.
Oh, we've had to be, I think your show sucks. I'm like, well, if you don't listen to it, you solve your problem, man. And it's free. I mean, goddamn, there's other radio stations, genius. If you can't, it sounds bad when you say this, but the older I've gotten, I got into this position. Like, you guys suck. Maybe. And if that's how you feel, then we do, and we always will for you. But what I would say, if you are not smart enough to stop listening to something you don't like, you're beneath my notice to have this conversation. Like, either you need professional help, because that's just so stupid to me. Like, because I'll bitch about vegetables, but again, I don't bitch about broccoli all the time because I just don't eat it. Because I don't like it. And now it's not a problem. And people around me, they can get broccoli, and they're like, good effing for them.
And then also don't ruin the fun of being a fan of something. I love Breaking Bad. See, Ted, you're with The Wire. For me, it is Breaking Bad. It is the greatest show that's ever been made. Don't make me embarrassed to support Breaking Bad because their fan base is a bunch of freaking idiots that'll go on there and bomb other shows.
Yeah, and I'm with you. Like I said, it's only a matter of if I have to choose one, I'll choose The Wire. But hell, Breaking Bad, I was like late to finally watch it. Loved it. And then 2 or 3 years ago, my buddy just started watching it on a flight, and I just happened to watch one episode. I ended up watching the whole damn series again.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, I mean, there's no reason to go online and start doing that. Same thing with sports, right? There's a lot of sports, and I get it. People don't like or do like. But I don't have to crap on somebody else's sport all the time.
Don't watch it.
Right. Or ask them what's exciting about it to them.
I mean, God, and look, of all the problems you could possibly have in life, to me, these are the simplest things to resolve. Right? You don't like it? Don't watch it. Like, you will not find a single thing in your life easier than that. And if you're so stupid that you can't do that, like, stop embarrassing the human race, or go get professional help, or get the hug from your dad you didn't get. But, like, for Christ's sake, man, don't watch crap you don't like. Unless you're married, and inevitably you're going to get 45 minutes a night where that goes down because you're not going to have that argument. But I can also physically get up and leave the room.
Yeah. I mean, you just got to suck it up. There's plenty of times I don't want to watch a show with a chick. You watch it.
The movies are the ones that get you in the theater.
Yeah.
Because then I can only hide out in the bathroom for 45 minutes before it's like you were not in there peeing. It's like I wasn't. I went around the corner to the bar. This movie sucks. But you know what? You're willing to accept that because you might get laid. That's a different thing altogether.
Yeah, right? I mean, I'm sure, like, it's not like you wanted to watch Frozen 1,000 times.
No, I did not.
Your daughter wants to watch it?
She wanted to watch it. But with me. I don't want to just watch it, Dad. I want to watch it with you.
Mine was Finding Nemo. Thank God that was pretty good.
That movie was fine. Yeah. I've seen it 25 million times. Brother, have you ever seen Frozen?
No.
Oh.
Ask me if I'm going to.
You won't. See?
I'm good.
You know what? I hope you end up with a granddaughter. You're going to sit down and watch it, and you're not going to take your usual approach. It wasn't that bad. It is. It is awful.
My kids don't have sex.
Well, by the time you have a there'll be some other movie you don't want to watch. I'll have to watch.
I don't know if it's going to top Frozen. I don't know, man.
There's always something new coming down the pipe.
I will say it wasn't that bad. However, watching it 100 times, it would get grating.
No, it was bad the first time. It was grating 5 minutes in, man.
It wasn't that bad.
Yes, it was.
I think a lot of kids' movies are fine once or twice.
Some.
Speaking of kind of an interesting show I was watching last night. Now, it is a podcast, but they aired on Fox Sports. I'm sure you can find it other places. But just called Speed with Harvick
and Buxton.
All right.
Now, Kevin Harvick, most people would know, famous NASCAR driver. Will Buxton was an F1 announcer for years. He's a British dude, right? So if you first started getting into F1 with Drive to Survive, you know Will Buxton, you know his voice. So last year, he came over to Fox to start doing Indy, and now he's doing some NASCAR stuff too. But Harvick doesn't really know anything about F1. So it's just kind of interesting having two guys with massive backgrounds and different kind of, like, they're just talking about auto racing overall.
In general, yeah.
They were talking about MotoGP, and they're both like, I don't know. That's on motorcycles.
Okay.
And they're like, I don't know a ton about that. And they're just talking about how the different tracks and everything. Again, very nerdy, but I would say for NASCAR people, it's a good way to get into kind of open wheel racing.
Sure.
And if you're like me, more of an open wheel racing guy, having Harvick there talk to you about what's going on with these cars is very interesting. I just thought, I was like, this is a good idea. Glad somebody put these two together.
Yeah.
And frankly, I don't know how to explain it, but Buxton, to me, is the voice of F1. I know he's not there anymore, so I just like watching him. I just like listening to him. It's like hearing Scott Hansen doing Olympic Goal Zone. I told Mike one day, I finally watched it. I could almost shed a tear. It's just good to hear him back and focus where I like him.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. If the snow wasn't bad enough, escaped cows shut down a highway in New York State. Meanwhile, Spain rolls and a man who was fired for having beers at lunch gets $55K, which is pretty great. Italian man trains his dog to take the trash and dump it on the side of a road. A man with drugs in Maine who crashed his car had quite the load. And everyone is losing it over a baby monkey and his IKEA toy. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
All right, top story. We go to Italy, where a local man is trying to pull a fast one. For a time, locals noticed an increase in the amount of bags of trash that were being dumped on the side of a local road, but had no indication of where the bags were actually coming from. They checked CCTV footage, and they found their culprit, a local dog that was taking some liberties, walking the bags down the road until it finally just randomly dropped it on the side of the road and returned home. While this is wild in itself, they witnessed the dog do this so many times that they finally deduced that the dog's owner had actually trained it to run bags of trash out to illegally dump it. Given this revelation, they've issued a fine to the dog's owner for illegal dumping and put a post out declaring respect for urban decorum in the environment is everyone's duty.
Throw your stuff away.
Exactly.
How hard is that, man?
For real.
You trained your dog.
Kind of a funny trick, but once.
Like, come on, man.
Right. Got a garbage can for a reason, buddy.
Jesus.
I would rather you throw it into your neighbor's trash can than have your dog just go and just dump it on the side of the road, man. Come on. In other news, we go to Spain, where a man was rewarded for his drinking. The man works for an electrical installation company, but drew suspicion from his superiors concerning some abnormal behavior while on the job. They got paranoid enough that the company hired a private detective to keep an eye on the worker to see what he was doing throughout the day, and find out they did. It was reported that the man was going to the bar during his breaks and consuming various amounts of alcohol, even reporting that he put down 3 liters of beer during a single lunch break.
Damn.
Where was this?
Spain.
All right, Benya.
That's getting it done. But in light of this news, and due to the fact that he routinely drove a company vehicle and would put innocent people at risk, they decided to fire the man. But our boy turned the tables, he did, on his former employer and took them to court for wrongful termination, and it worked.
What?
The court ruled that because he drank on his lunch break, which did not count as working hours, it is separate from your working hours, it didn't constitute as drinking while on the job, and while they agreed that his conduct needed addressing and it was not okay, they felt that firing him was overkill, so they ruled that they would need to he would need to be rehired or paid the equivalent of 55,000 American dollars, and it sounds like it took the payout.
Well, another thing was they said they had nothing to prove that his performance was bad. He didn't do anything wrong.
Right. They just knew
Like,
that he
well,
was
as far as his
acting
job
weird.
goes.
Right.
Yeah.
He was acting a little bit off, but like he said, he's not doing anything wrong. He's not screwing up any jobs. He's not hurting anybody while he's driving the truck.
He's just drunk.
He's just drinking while he's technically not on the job.
Yeah, there you go.
He just shows up to work drunk all the time.
I mean, he's driving a truck, so that's bad.
Yep.
And I know a lot of countries, like Spain, I don't know about, but like, no, Germany, it's not that odd to have a beer with your lunch.
Sure.
A beer.
But 3 liters.
A beer.
Right? That's, what is that, a 32-ounce beer, 33 ounces?
Something like that.
So imagine, like, I love a giant beer, but, like, putting down 3 of those at lunch?
Right. I can't put down 3 liters of liquid, during a working day.
Yeah, but he was on a time limit, Mike.
That's right.
I got to get back to work.
Hang on. Driving to New York is already rough, but a situation on I-90 made things a little bit worse. Due to a mechanical issue, a truck was stopped on the side of the freeway to figure out the problem. But things got worse when the door of the truck's trailer popped open, releasing the 3 head of cattle inside of it onto the open road. Due to the animals running free, traffic was slowed to a near stop in the area until authorities, bystanders, and owners were able to get on the scene and wrangle the cows back into the trailer. 2 of the cows were captured quickly, but the third made things more difficult than they needed to be. No injuries nor damages were reported, though authorities announced that traffic issues would continue for a while following the incident.
Why?
Because it's slowed up so bad. It took them a while to get those animals in there, so they've got several miles backed up.
Don't know what happened.
What happened back there? But just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth,
thankfully, there's good news.
Down to Australia, where a horse was rescued from a crap situation. Local authorities got the call after the horse was found to have fallen into a sewage-filled septic tank. Yummy. Photos were shared to a social media that featured the horse standing chest deep in the tank with sewage floating up to the horse's stomach. Rescue crews were able to hoist the horse out with help of a neighbor's excavator and a vet that was able to sedate the horse to keep it calm. After lifting the horse back up...
It smells like S in here, Will.
After lifting the horse back up and out of the tank, it was checked by the vet and given a green light to go about its life. Horse is totally okay, just got stuck in the tank.
Up to its chest.
Right. Now, the surface of the surface of the tank was chest height. It was an odd-looking septic tank.
All right.
It was big and wide enough to be able to where this horse could stand all fours into this tank, but it was only about chest to the ground level.
Still, not awesome.
And the sewage is probably just kissing the belly of the horse there.
I mean, it's like someone said, throw, you're not going to drown in there. It's only up to your nipples. Like, you put them in a pile of ass.
Right.
Get me out.
Part of my problem is that they had to run straps underneath that horse, so they had to go digging.
Yeah. Whoever the newest guy is did that.
You're darn right it is. Or the owner of the horse if they're on the scene.
Yeah, I would not admit to that until after.
Oh.
Yeah, it's my horse. Not got him out.
One more. There's a monkey that's going viral online for displaying how crucial comfort is for infant development. You all right, Miles?
Yeah.
Okay. The zoo near Tokyo took in the 7-month-old macaque named Punch after it was abandoned by its mother. Now, while that in itself is a tearjerker of a story, what brings it home is the fact that Punch has poured all comfort and affection into a stuffed orangutan toy that came from IKEA.
Okay, not to paint this in a weird light, but is that like having a latex girlfriend?
To a degree.
You know, kind of like, it looks like a monkey, but you know it ain't a monkey.
Only if it was a baby holding onto it saying mama.
Yeah.
Multiple videos showed Punch trying to socialize with other monkeys in the enclosure, only to be met with a less than friendly encounter. It was one that was rather rude to Punch.
What is up with Punch that none of the... I know his mom abandoned him, but why do none of the other monkeys want anything to do with it?
I think one correlates to the other.
Really?
I think mom abandoning the baby, there is something going on with that kid that none of the monkeys are willing to take on for themselves.
He eats glue.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I don't know enough about monkeys, but it does seem odd.
Eats his boogers.
Punch then sprints back to where his IKEA toy's safety blanket is and clings for comfort. This has also led to IKEA marketing the $20 toy as, quote, Punch's Comfort or orangutan, and is completely sold out in locations in South Korea, and it is even difficult to find these days in the U.S. What's more is IKEA has donated enough of the stuffies to keep Punch supplied should his current toys succumb to the environment. So sent a whole bunch of those toys over there.
So people are buying the monkey because Punch the monkey likes the monkey.
People are torn up about this little monkey, dude. He got a sad little face and he's just clinging onto this little stuff.
His mom left him, man.
Exactly. It's a sad story. Men's Room Sports. There's college hoops over on FS1 and CBS Sports. You got NBA basketball on Peacock, and spring training baseball continues if you want to track the Mariners' progress. As far as your weather, should be cloudy and a low of 36. Tomorrow they are expecting partly cloudy skies and a high right around 52. That is it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you, sir. Big thanks to Tom, the president of Burger King, for calling the show.
Thanks, Tom.
Kind of cool. Lovely Jolene is up in just seconds.
Yes, indeed, it's all true. But in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until next time, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.